Hello everyone, this is Sabine Matharu and this is another episode of the Reach for Greatness TV, and today we are going to talk about social media, and I'm super excited to have 5 amazing women on the show, right? So if you come in today, then please just say who you are and where you're from as well, and also what are your biggest challenges when it comes to social media. Even if you are watching this on replay, then just ask any questions and we'll come back and answer. So I'm just going to check whether the technology is working okay, and because I've had some issues with sound recently, so I just want to make sure if you are here, then you obviously just give me a quick like, a comment, but otherwise I'm just going to check for my business page to see whether we are live and whether the sound is working, which is very important. Yes, it seems to be all working. Fabulous. Yeah, good. All right, so we can get the party started because Anna Louise has just arrived. So fabulous to have you. So this is the Reach for Greatness social media episode, and my first guest is going to come on at 12:30, so that's in about 25 minutes from now. So I thought, what better way than starting off with giving you an overview with regards to how can you be visible and what kind of tools can you use. And obviously, with the 5 guests that are going to come on this afternoon, we are going to dive in much deeper into all of the social media platforms. Or let's say we've actually picked out the main ones, I would say. So at 12:30, we'll have April talking about Facebook ads. So her topic is Rock It with Facebook ads. Then at 1 o'clock, it will be Paola, who will be talking about LinkedIn, which is fabulous. It's a very professional network, and there is a lot of opportunities to connect with professional and people on LinkedIn. Then we've got Alessandra Braun, who's going to talk about gain traction with Pinterest. And you know what, for me, it's very exciting because I don't know that much about Pinterest myself, so it's going to be a learning from me as well. So if you've got any questions about any of these topics, then just drop them now and we'll pick them up as well as we go along. At 2 o'clock, I'll have Emily, who's going to talk about how to use Instagram stories. She's been super successful with doing Instagram and Instagram stories, and again, it's something that I don't know that much about, so I'm super excited. And then we'll have Tina at 2:30, who will come in and demystify Twitter. And again, this is something that was really dear to my heart because I'm not really using Twitter, and I've got this idea about the tweets, and I don't really like the whole thing. So hopefully Tina will be able to shed some light on the whole Twitter thing, and we'll have a really practical session. And I want you guys to go away and know exactly how you can use the different platforms. If not, choose the 1 or 2 platforms that you are comfortable with. And this is what I'm going to talk about right now in terms of how to prepare your content for the platform. So I thought, well, how better to start off the session and giving you an overview of how I actually produce the content and how I actually then also repurpose some of the content, so I don't have to start from scratch again every single time. So and I'll also give you some ideas around what content you could create that will really attract your ideal clients. So before that, those who are joining that don't know me and the Reach for Greatness TV and the whole Reach for Greatness movement, I just want to sort of very quickly introduce what's been going on. It's been absolutely a whirlwind, and I'm so super excited what's been happening in the group. We've got the Reach for Greatness TV, which is for women, by women, actually showcasing and teaching and really bringing greatness not only into a business, but it's also bringing greatness into other areas of life. And I always say, look, there's always 2 sides of the coin. And for me personally, that was missing. I was obviously in business, and I'm a very sort of strong project manager. I used to work in the corporate environment and enjoyed that for a long time. I was a management consultant, and I did a lot of training and coaching inside a corporate environment. But then stepping outside and being an entrepreneur, it was a different kettle of fish. And for me, for a long, long time, it just didn't gel. I just couldn't find my magic. And what I realized is, oh my gosh, I have completely ignored one side of like the stuff that I was doing in the corporate world and what I was really enjoying. I really had to nail down those pieces and those activities. And those are clearly, for me, it's about bringing people together. It's about building connections and educating and doing good for the bigger purpose. So literally Reach for Greatness, and the TV has sort of been established. So hence fabulous women are coming on the TV every time. And if you're watching this and you're thinking, hey, I'd love to be on the show as well, I've got things to share, then please contact me. You know, we're open. You know, there's no competition. It's about collaboration. It's about helping each other be more visible, because I know how it can feel being an entrepreneur. It can feel really lonely. And it's about creating the space online, the safe space where we can work together and where we can overcome challenges. That, for me, is the embodiment of reaching for greatness. And as I said, it's not just in life. I'm also, so not just in business, but also in life, because I'm also inviting women to come on the platform. They can talk about other things in life, like, yeah, bringing in the balance with meditation, with hypnotherapy or alternative healing methodologies. Of course, I have children as well. So for me, it's really important to be a good parent and to help them in their school. And there's now ladies that are talking about education and children's self-confidence in the group as well. So as you can see, it's growing every single day. And just recently I posted, what else do you want to see, ladies, right? So we said, hey, let's make it all fun. Let's do salsa or Zumba dancing inside the group as well. And let's bring in some competitions and just really have fun and do something different and take people sort of basically out of the Facebook environment and make it personal again. So one of the projects that have created through the Reach for Greatness TV is a membership club, which is called the Greatness Club. And I've actually posted the link in the description. It's reachforgreatness.co.uk/greatness club. So this is basically a very low paid membership. Now right now you can get in for $19.99, super, super low, but you can get so much stuff in there. I mean, you will be able to connect face to face, like, okay, let's say virtually on a Zoom call, for example. Once a month, we do a speed networking event, which on its own is just super exciting, to be on a call with like 20 ladies and you can present what you do. Lots of connections already being made just within the space of the last 3-4 weeks since we've actually started that. There's already collaborations, high-end clients being found. It's just been super, super amazing. And now the women are coming back and also doing a training session every single week in different areas of life, right? So we had, of course, I'm doing the business training. So I was talking about branding and visibility. All the replays are obviously also recorded and available in the group. We've had some money mindset sessions in there. We'll have some regular money mindset and clearing sessions. We're going to have meditations. We're going to maybe do some yoga, some dancing, you know, you name it, all kinds of different topics. So if you're up for it, come and join the wonderful community at reachforgreatness.co.uk/greatness club. So let me go into the topic for today, which I have prepared. So any questions or any comments? Let me just check. Vicky is here as well. Hi, Vicky. And Emily, yeah, fabulous. Emily is going to be on the show a little bit later and she will be talking about Instagram. And I said, Emily, I'm so super excited because I don't know too much about Instagram. So this afternoon is going to be a complete education for myself as well. And probably I will be asking some of the questions that you might sort of be thinking in your head and maybe some basic things as well. So hi, Vicky, fabulous. And yeah, and Vicky is also a club member. By the way, she does websites, and we're going to do some website clinics, I guess, you know, like SOS. Let's check your website. How can we optimize it as well? So another benefit to come into the Greatness Club. So, the topic really is about how to become visible on social media, and I just want to position sort of my thoughts, the things that have worked for me as well, and happy to give a couple of tips that maybe you can walk away with and just implement, because you know what, I'm all about simplicity, and I don't like to reinvent the wheel all the time. And I'm actually completely getting stuck when I'm sitting in front of Facebook. I'm thinking, well, I've got to post something today. And, you know, I completely went away from like, oh, I've got to post something every single day. And it just made me feel like in panic, and I've got to be there. And then I'm thinking, well, hang on. I mean, what's the purpose? Of course, you want to be on top of mind of people, and you want to potentially, you know, warm them up, and you want them to know who you are and where you are and what you're going to do, right? But there's a good way to do this, and then there's another way which makes you feel like panicky, and there's obviously ways that make you look fairly spammy. So there's obviously ways you want to present your message, and also it could be very overwhelming because you think you have to be everywhere. I mean, I know one of my clients came to me and she was literally saying, oh, well, I'm doing like once a week, I'm doing a blog post, and every single day I'm doing like 20 tweets because of the Twitter, the whole feed is sort of moving so quickly, and every day I'm posting 3 times on Facebook, and I'm doing this. And then I was like, okay, breathe, right? I mean, how many clients have you had from all these activities? How long have you been doing it? And she said, oh, well, I had no clients from it, but I've had all these visitors to the website. I'm like, okay, so let's just take the whole piece apart and say, look, what's your message, right? Do they understand your message? Are you in the right place to share that message? And when we looked at it, I mean, literally, the message was quite distorted, or let's say it was not very well understood, and it wasn't very consistent. And obviously the blog posts and the website needed a lot of overhaul and a lot of optimization, because there weren't any sort of clear sort of call to actions on there, and the offers were very sort of muddy. So it's very important to obviously have the back end sorted as well, because it's not just about, yeah, let's get lots of people on my website or onto clicking on that link or opting in. Obviously, you know, there's 2 parts to it, yeah, and every little bit has got like a moving part. Okay, so I'm going to talk about obviously the front end, because the back end is probably something that perhaps someone like Vicky can talk about much better in terms of how to optimize. And obviously I help create offers so that they connect with the message and with the audience. So there's a little bit about this right now. Okay, so the first thing, the fundamental thing is literally to think about who really is my audience. Okay, and it's not just about creating this custom avatar, because everyone is talking about, of course, we're talking about what's the age, what's the gender, what kind of magazines do they read, what kind of hobbies do they have, you know, what kind of friends do they have, right? You want to obviously create this kind of persona, most definitely. What's their profession? Because obviously that determines possibly even where they're going to hang out. If it's like an executive director of some sort of company and you're an exec coach, you're probably going to be better off going into LinkedIn. Of course, everyone seems to be on Facebook anyway, so Facebook's always a good starting point. So what's your target market? And I would say I would even take it a step further. Okay, so there's probably another 3 questions you want to ask yourself with regard to really nailing who your target market is. And the first question I would ask, apart from the gender and age and hobbies and all that, which is great, what is it that keeps your client up at night, right? So what is the true pain point? And I'm talking like, what's their real worry? So for example, in my business, I think, of course, I'm doing sales funnels, and of course I'm creating offers and things like this with my clients. And of course I'm doing business coaching, but really the true pain point, so of a woman who wants to build a business, why does she want to build a business? She may want to obviously work flexibly from home, like that's what I wanted around my children. I didn't want to respond to a boss anymore, and I really wanted to do something that made me feel like at home and being fulfilled and being able to do the magic and really getting up and connecting with you ladies every single day, because this is what makes me happy, right? And being able to serve. So this is like a higher sort of version of yourself, almost like this is what would keep me up at night. And obviously it keeps me up at night, like how I'm going to pay my bills, right? I want to make money, but I want to make the money in a way that feels fabulous. Okay, so this could be what keeps your soul client up at night. So that's question number one. And hi, April, I see you. You've also joined. April's going to be on in about 10 minutes. Can't wait when we talk about Facebook. Definitely fabulous platform. So the second question, you want to be very, very clear who you're talking about. And you even want to be a bit mean about this as well, right? So you want to say, well, who is my ideal client? What sort of attitude does this client have? You know, is it an open mind? Is it wanting to do stuff, very keen, wanting to get into the next level, appreciates me, is going to do all the homework, is willing and happy to invest the money and the time that it takes to go to the next level, right? You want to sort of specify who is my really ideal client and what sort of attributes do they have, because you then want to talk about that, and you can actually use some of that material talking on social media, because you can now turn it around and say, what is a person not? It's not a moaner, it's not a whinger, it's not a person, a woman who doesn't want to invest or doesn't see the value or doesn't appreciate or is just a victim all the time and is blaming other people, right? So you could actually make some fabulous social media content just from sort of comparing the two, or maybe writing a post about, hey, are you this? Or is this keeping you up at night? Or this is definitely not for you if you're a moaner, if you're a whinger, if you don't see value in investing into a program or whatever, right? So I'll give you some ideas. This is sort of some of your starting points. Okay, yeah, let's check out everyone's websites. Yes, Vicky, we shall do this. We shall actually arrange a website clinic, right, inside the Greatness Club very, very soon. So I think that would be fabulous for people to come jump on. And we'll actually do a social media clinic as well. And I'm sure the ladies that are going to come on this afternoon will be super, super helpful, and looking at different social media platforms as well. So everything's going to happen inside the Greatness Club. You can join reachforgreatness.co.uk/Greatness Club, and it's only $19.99 right now. It's literally opening. It's opened the doors a couple of weeks ago, and we've already got almost 50 members in there. So it's just fabulous. So let me just talk a little bit about content that converts. Okay. So I definitely think sales is just putting me off. If I see someone posting a product every single day or a service without me knowing them, then I can't really relate, because I don't know what is it going to do to me and how has it helped others. It's about creating some meaningful conversations, meaningful connections. And of course, you probably heard about storytelling. So stories is really what a ideal client can relate to. Like, for example, I just told you a story about one of my clients that came to me and I was doing all these kind of social media activities, like, driving lots of people to the website through, like, I don't know how many, 10, 20 tweets a day and 3 Facebook posts. And it was just going around in circles. Right, and this is then how we actually addressed and what were actually her core challenges or problems that we had to fix. So I think perhaps you can even relate to that and thinking, oh yeah, I'm actually posting every single day. Do I really get a sale from it? Is it really working? Yeah. So and for myself as well, I mean, my own story is literally, I was stuck in my business because I set up my business. When my second child was born, I just literally felt I didn't fit into the corporate world anymore. I just felt, why should I be in that place between 9 to 5? Why do I have to ask for holidays? Why can't I see my children grow up? Why can't I do the school runs? And I really wanted to do that. And I knew I had a lot of skill set that I could use outside as well. And to be honest, it didn't come overnight. It took me like months, if not years, of turning around in circles, trying to actually create a website myself, which was pretty crap. And then I asked 3 web designers to do a job, and there was a delay of 1 year because I thought I can't be a business if I don't have a proper website. So I actually have a story there as well in terms of how I was delayed and how I was going around in circles, how I was chasing shiny objects and programs here and programs that. And now I'm coming back to my core, to my own magic, my own truth. And my truth is to be connecting directly with other women and doing good and giving love and doing as much as possible to help those women. Actually, I explained this morning. I was on a call with a lovely lady, Ines, and I said, look, Ines, I know where you are right now in your business. It may feel like a struggle and you are kind of turning around in circles, but really I'm here to help you and to get you out of that spinning circle. And it's almost like I want to be contagious because something happened to me in my business, and I just want to give that now to those women that are coming into the club, because I want to share as much as I can and showcase what I did, because I know you guys can do that too. Right. So there's my little story, and I think I should be also, sharing some of my stories more on the social media. So stories work very well. It's about, just think about it when you were in school maybe, or maybe you're on a conference, someone's sort of talking about boring PowerPoint slides, but all of a sudden they start a story. It's like, oh, I got to listen. I want to know about the story. It's about almost like my kids are so excited when they get bedtime stories. So stories really, really work, and they're entertaining. And I think it is about the conversation and entertainment on social media. Let me just wrap up very, very quickly, because I'm a project manager. I really, really love, making things very simple, and I don't like the overwhelm, and I hate sitting there thinking, oh, I've got to do a Facebook post. For me, it just doesn't work. It just doesn't come when it should come, right? So of course, journaling will help, and sort of having some quiet time and, write down ideas, but that kind of, for me, happens in batches rather than on the spot. So I use a tool called Evernote, which is a free app. You can have it, I think, on a tablet or on a phone as well. And I'm actually using also the desktop app, which just lets me create notes. And there's also an option to have an extension on Google, I think, where you can clip certain websites, or you can do screenshots. So anything you want to collect or inspiration, you can actually capture that inside Evernote. I think the website must be evernote.com. Again, it's free. The free version is more than enough. You just create your notes, and I have like folders in there which says like social media January, and then I just add, and social media February, I just add, and pictures can be clipped as well. And then maybe you can come back to the January stuff in June and then pull out a couple of things. Or if you have an idea, you just put it in, and you have like a pool of ideas that you can just pull on. And obviously, you can also do scheduling. You can do, obviously, inside Facebook, you have a native scheduling opportunity. There's obviously third-party tools. I personally am using Post Planner, which lets me also schedule in all my groups as well that I'm admin in. So I don't do this very regularly. Maybe I should, but I just like to have control over, because things are happening so quickly on the Reach Greatness front that I can't really schedule at the moment really, really far ahead. But maybe I should be doing this, especially over the summer as the kids are off. It's really, really helpful to be able to schedule some content. So with regards to creating content, I think we need to give ourselves a very short deadline, because otherwise we'll actually spend so much time, and we'll actually spend the whole time that we've got available, if not more. If you just say, okay, I'm going to have an hour window where I will actually plan out the whole week of content, then it's going to happen. I mean, has it ever happened to you when you needed to do a school run, or you need to go somewhere, and you just have literally an hour and you get actually the most amount of things done in that 1 hour, right? And I would say, if you create a blog, So if you're a blogger, then obviously definitely repurpose some of the blog content into your social media as well. And what I like to do is I like to make some notes, and then I do, say, a Facebook Live. I can use the notes and I can turn it into a longer blog post, or I can use the notes and add the video, so it's like a vlog as such. And then I also upload my Facebook Lives into YouTube. So basically I download my Facebook Lives. It's fbdown.com or something like that. Just search FB Down. So there's a download tool which is free, and you just upload it onto YouTube, and make sure when you are uploading onto YouTube that you have some sort of description with some sort of call to action. So I like to have call to action most of the time, so that people know where to reach me, or if they have any questions, or they want to book a call, or there's something on offer. But it's not like in your face sort of thing. It could be like a PS, or it could be wrapped up in a story, and then it's like, oh yeah, you know, so and so has had this issue, and we've solved it that way. And if you would like, if you are in a similar situation or it resonates, then, you know, get in touch, or here's a little checklist that you can download or what have you, right? So make sure, especially on YouTube as well, when people are Googling, it's great to have a call to action there, or at least as well in your channel. I guess you have your proper links and everything set up. So whatever you do, I guess every single profile in every single social media platform needs to be filled in correctly. And perhaps this is something that we can talk about with April in a minute. So April, I'm going to call you in about 30 seconds. So get ready. So yeah, repurpose content across all the platforms, also into emails. You can do a mail shot. You can say, hey, I just done this Facebook Live video, which will teach you A, B, and C. Go and check it out. Boom, you've got your email done for the week, right? Yeah, and also listen to your audience. Ask them what kind of problems they have, or maybe you can do a bit of research in some of the Facebook groups as well. What are the sort of common questions? And these are things you can actually build into your content as well. So I actually have a 7 steps to create content in under 60 minutes toolkit. Now, I haven't got the direct link, but if anyone would like it, then just say, hell yes, and I will send it to you for free, okay? I've got these 7 simple steps to create content in under 60 minutes. Right, fabulous. So let's see. April, I'd like to get you on now. We're going to talk about Facebook, and I'm just going to do a little introduction as well. Where are we? April, you can join now, and I will admit you into the Zoom call. I hope you got the link. You should. So if there's any issues, please just message me and I'll send you the link again. Let me see. Okay, April, I'll just send you the link again to make sure. You know where to click. Really direct link. Just a second. So there was Zoom. Let's see. Right. Oh, here she is. Okay, she found it. 1 second. April.
Hi.
Hi, I thought I lost you. I thought you didn't have the link.
No, I totally had it. It just took a second for me to grab it.
Oh, no worries. We're here now.
We are. Hi.
You found me. So, April, I'm just going to briefly introduce you, okay, as the expert. And I'm super excited because April is actually a Canadian traveling in Southeast Asia right now with no end in sight, which is amazing. It's so super adventurous. And she's been in the online space for at least 3 years, and she helps entrepreneurs build profitable passive income streams, which I think we all want, sounds amazing, and we'll talk about this a bit more as well, so that they can put their sales process on autopilot and leverage their time. Now, we are going to talk a little bit more about Facebook in general, and obviously you can, just let us know where you are right now, what's the time there, and what's the temperature as well.
Okay, so right now I am in Bali. I'm in a cafe just outside in Bali. It is about 7 degrees out, and that's Celsius. For anybody who's in the US, I don't understand Fahrenheit, so it's Celsius.
What was it, Celsius? I think you broke up a little bit. You might have a bit of a patchy internet over there.
That is very possible. Yeah, that's possible. It happens. So it's plus 27 degrees right now for me.
37.
27.
Oh, 27. Oh, I think it may be hotter in the UK today.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it may. I'm not sure. Maybe we're reaching about 30 at the moment.
Oh, yeah. Okay, so we're about on par.
Yeah.
Very cool.
So April, we're going to talk about Facebook a little bit more, and obviously maybe you could just position yourself in terms of what you do on Facebook and what sort of clients you help, because I know you're quite an amazing expert when it comes to building up funnels and to do Facebook ads as well. And I think a lot of women will want to hear more about this, because of course we all think there's like anything like such a thing like passive income as such. Let's just talk a little bit more about what that would entail and how that will work. Of course, we still have to work on that, but we can actually, automate some of these things and use Facebook.
Of course, yeah, absolutely. Okay, so I'll talk a little bit about what I do on Facebook specifically. And so I build funnels, and I also drive traffic. I cover everything in a funnel from like A to Z. So I do strategy, I do design, I do tech, I do copy, I do traffic, I do analytics, and I do optimization. So I can really take someone from idea to launch all the way up to scale. Yeah, that's in a nutshell what I do.
So we want to know more about those actually, because it sounds very complex, but then it sounds easy as well, because I know all of the things that you just mentioned, there's moving parts with each. And I guess for me, it was always like, how do I get everything in line so it all works like a well-oiled machine? And I'm just going to open the door next to me because it's really hot. I need a bit of fresh air. So continue talking. I'll be back in the picture in a sec.
Okay. Yeah. So there are a lot of moving parts. There's a lot of moving parts to like any sales process. And I would say the biggest thing that I notice for a lot of people is that they'll try to automate their sales before they're actually ready. And so in any sort of funnel with any sort of ads, like you can have ads that are really, really awesome and have the rest of your sales process fail. And so any sort of high converting funnel is going to have their offer down pat. It's going to have an offer that converts really well, and ideally something that converts really well organically. And you're going to have your audience down pat, like you're going to know who you're targeting, you're going to know what messaging works. But it's really your offer, your targeting, and your copy that can make or break a funnel. But yeah, I would say like the biggest problem that I notice with people is that they try to get into ads or try to build out a funnel before they really have like those 3 key parts down.
So how do they know they're ready? What would you advise? What would be the first steps to then know, okay, it's ready to scale literally, this is what we want to do, right? So we say we have a tried and tested offer, and now it's ready to scale. So how do we get there?
Yeah, of course. So when I look for candidates or like solid clients to build funnels for, I'm looking for people who have an offer that is converted organically, that they have some type of warm audience, and whether that's email or whether that's group, whether it's like some sort of following on LinkedIn or Instagram or like a Facebook page. If we're going with those types of assets, then I generally look for engagement. But groups are really, really phenomenal to be able to like build out a sales process and then validate it within your warm network. And then having an email list, like an email list that is engaged and that opens your emails and clicks through to whatever call to action you have. Those are really, really solid indicators that you have an audience and you have messaging that we can take to a colder market and be successful at.
Mm-hmm. Okay, brilliant. I understand that. So if it converts organically, and if you've built up the network around you already organically, then it's a time. Because I think quite often people think they need to do Facebook ads from the start as well. And even so my clients asking me about Facebook ads, and I say, well, you know, you don't. Would you buy from someone who you don't know yet? And the question is, you know, you can't just put an offer there straight away as day one, because people have to get to know you first, right? Before they actually get like pay some money. And there's a certain structure that you need to follow, right? You know, in order to get the warm audience. So
yeah, absolutely. I would say a really good benchmark is for a business to be making at a minimum at 10K, and just like monthly recurring revenue before they start looking at ads. I actually have a client who waited until she got to 30K a month before she started looking at scaling. And so as a minimum, 10K is a really, really nice benchmark to try to hit organically before you start looking at ads. Normally people are going to start to outsource around like 5-7K, so you get a little bit of help in your world, which makes hitting 10K, 15K, 20K a little bit easier, and then you're just ready to scale when you get to that.
Wow. I mean, what sort of numbers are you talking about in terms of scaling, like really scaling? What's possible?
Oh man, okay, well there's so like it's once you find your profitable audiences, you find an audience that's large enough to scale, like really you can go so high. Getting a funnel to 6 figures passively is not hard. Is not hard once you have those 3 key components. You have your offer, you have your audience, and you have your copy, your messaging. That's the other important part. But 6 figures passively with a funnel is not hard.
Would you help your clients to put the message together, or to tweak the message to make to optimize everything from there?
Yeah.
So, I mean, what are
absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
So there's a bit of sort of back and forwards, right? I guess so. It's not like, yeah, we'll put this in place and then it's set in stone. It's about testing as well, isn't it? Because a lot of people don't realize that there's a bit of data gathering, I would say. Like when you do Facebook ads, quite often people say, oh, I'll shut it off, it's failed, it's not making money. What would you do? Like, what's your take on doing anything?
Oh God. Okay, so there are tons of people who I run into who have built a funnel and it hasn't converted, and it hasn't converted in a very short period of time. Like we're talking a couple weeks. And then because it hasn't converted and they don't know what data they're looking for, they don't know how to read the data that they have, they delete their funnel. And that is just like the most heartbreaking thing in the world, because you could, like, it might be crap. It might be crap, and you might need to start from square one. That's an absolute possibility. There are an equal amount of people who build out a really shoddy sales process and drive traffic to it, and they don't have any legs to stand on. But it is like 100% possible that, like, you're targeting, like you're calling in people who aren't at that level that you need to make the purchase, or there's something like some link in your sales process that's broken, like there's some cognitive dissonance between, say, your ad and the landing page or your lead magnet, or cognitive dissonance between like your lead magnet and your core offer. I don't know, but there is some part in that sales process that is broken. And so if anybody is out there right now who's driving traffic to a funnel and they're not getting the results that they want, I mean, do not give up on it. Just have someone take a look at your sales process and find out where people are falling or where people are falling off. Okay. At the same time,
that's probably not even easy to know, like to read. That's like, it's there, it's just people probably don't notice or know where the analytics are and how to read them, isn't it?
Or how to look at that data, or how to like interpret that data. Yeah, absolutely.
You probably need a conversion for each step inside your funnel, and if you have a good click-through rate, but the people don't opt into your offer, then something's wrong there, isn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. So there are certain benchmarks you're looking for at every different conversion point. And so certain benchmarks in the ad and how many people are clicking through to the landing page, and then from there, how many people are actually like converting and opting into your content. You've got benchmarks for like emails that are being sent and how many people are opening them and how many people are clicking through to them. Like there are just certain benchmarks that you're looking for. You also need to understand your numbers in terms of like what you can spend to acquire a customer, what you can spend on your leads, like what your actual timeline is for your sales process. I mean, there's a lot of factors to take into consideration, and it's really, really easy to get overwhelmed and frustrated and just like throw the entire thing out, when really you just might have too many details on your form, and so people are not opting in. But if you were to cut that down, or just like some sort of test, it's like that could be the kink that you need to fix.
Yeah, I think that maybe right, and I think this is quite a sort of a speciality, right? Because I mean, how did you learn about this? I mean, I'm thinking like, I'm already happy if I have a sales page and I know how to actually put a Facebook page, a Facebook ad together, and I've also learned some tricks around how to do your targeting. But then the rest is like, oh, you know, that's at the very end point, and that's it. So
absolutely. Like you're
in the between.
You're always working from your end goal, and so you're always working backwards. It's like if you're mapping out the sales process, you're trying to ascend somebody up to your end goal, so you need to know what your end goal is. And you also need to know like what sort of selling environment you need to create to convert people at that high end or that back end offer. I mean, there are 3 core types of funnels. You have your front end offer, which is largely designed to grow your audience. You have your core funnel, which is generally or ideally something that's passive, that doesn't require your time, so it's very, very easy to scale. That's where like a large portion of profit comes from. And then you also have your back end offer, which is generally like a mastermind or a one-on-one program or a retreat that comes with a higher price point. And so it's the least, well, I don't want to say that it's the hardest to convert, but it's the least converting offer within your sales process. That's why you have offers in front of it that will generate you more income. But how did I get on that train of thought? Where did we start there?
Yeah, it's working backwards from the end. So how many people say you want to have in your mastermind, and then of course
right.
There's let's say there's a scientific or maybe a benchmark. Let's say there's probably benchmarks out there that say X% will convert.
Yeah, of course, yeah, absolutely.
It's a funny one, this is, because I know like email open rates are literally, non-existent.
They're declining and declining fast. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. And that's the thing. It's for me right now. It's like, do I want to continue to build my email list if
absolutely
all my stuff falls into spam, say? So there's a whole question around that. But I want to just add that for some fabulous reason, I would say my current, maybe it's the organic offer and the way I actually network more face-to-face right now, my conversions are more like 60-70% because I connect on a face-to-face level.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. I mean, you only need 1,000 committed people in your audience to hit, multiple six figures. It's like, it's that easy. You need, okay, so people will talk about how the money's in the list, the money's in the list, the money's in the list, but it's not. Your money is in the relationship you have with that list, because behind that email address is a real person with real problems and real struggles and real joys. And so people don't care what you know or what you can do for them until they know how much you care. I mean, the money's not in your list, it's in the relationship you have with your list.
It's a great point. It's a massive point. It's about building those relationships. And it's not about treating them like 1 in 1,000, because, it costs a lot of money to get people on your email list. And if they don't open your emails because you started off on the wrong foot, that's not great, is it?
Nope. It's not great. It's not great. It's not awesome. Yeah.
So what advice would you give to people who want to do their own Facebook ads? What should they be doing if they just want to have a bit of a dabble?
Okay.
Or maybe don't have dabble. Take it.
Well, okay, so at your own risk. I was sitting down with someone who, this would have been, a couple weeks ago or so, because Bali's full of digital nomads, and so it's really, really easy to meet other people who are in the online space. And so I was sitting down with someone, and this person asked specifically, I don't have a large budget, and I want to drive traffic. What do I need to do? And my first thing out of my mouth was like, don't drive traffic. It's like, there are other ways to generate sales. There's other ways to make money online rather than driving traffic. And so if you're really dead set to drive traffic by yourself and just like dabble into it, start with a lead magnet. Start with like an intro offer. Start with your front end funnel, because those are easier to convert. Set a cap on how much money you're going to spend. Absolutely set a cap, and don't invest more in ads than you can afford to spend. Okay, that you can afford to lose.
Yeah.
And so if you are like scraping by in your business right now, if you're anywhere less than 5K, if you're like barely making ends meet and you're really like headstrong about driving or like diving into traffic right now, do yourself a favor and try to validate your lead magnets off of ads. Try to if you group market, or if you have your own group that you engage in, or if you're doing any sort of networking or audience building outside of paid traffic, try to validate your lead magnet and your content within that network that you already have. And ideally, you're looking for 20%. So you want 20% of the people that you put your lead magnet in front of to be able to opt in and convert. So that's going to tell you that you have at least a hope that if you put it in front of cold traffic, that it's going to do something similar.
Yeah.
And then put a cap on your ad budget. Okay, I really, really can't stress that enough. Put a cap on your ads budgets. I actually had a client, this would have been a couple months ago now, but I had a client who was so insistent that he knew what he was doing with ads. He knew what he was doing, and he was so gung-ho about it. And all he wanted me there for was to just make sure that he wasn't violating terms and conditions for Facebook. And even the way he had his campaign set up, there were so many red flags going off in my head. And I was like, you're going to burn your money. I'm sorry, but you're going to burn your money. But he was really headstrong about what he wanted to do. So I'm like, okay, I'm obviously not changing your mind. This is just going to be an experiment. And so he set up the campaign the way that he knew best. I set up the campaign exactly next to his. We used the same targeting, the same creative, the same budget, the same period of time, and my campaign outperformed his by 60%.
Wow. So what was different?
The way that the campaign was actually set up.
Right. Okay. So what like in terms of
Okay, so there are different, like there's 3 levels. Sorry.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay. okay. So there are 3 different levels to an ad. You have your campaign level, you have your ad set level, and then you have your ad creative level. Within the campaign, you have different objectives, and different objectives, depending on like what your objective is, convert differently. And so different objectives were used on the campaign level. And the ad set, which is where you decide like your placement and your targeting and your budget, it's like that's where the meat of your ad is. And there are just effective ways to set up an ad set, and then there are ineffective ways. Same with your actual like creatives. There are ways that you can map your ad set and your creative out where they'll either work together or they'll end up like throttling your ad, they'll end up throttling your ad and artificially increasing your cost, which is what my client did in this case. But he didn't know any better, and he wasn't open to any sort of outside feedback. And so, like I'm saying, it's like, go ahead and dabble. If you're going to dabble, that's okay. That's how you learn. That's how everybody starts. But just set a budget. Start with an intro offer. Try to validate your intro offer outside of ads. Use the audience insights in your business manager to go ahead and try to find like highly relevant pages that you're going to target, which will give you a better chance of putting your offer in front of audiences that will actually want it and like it. Because the more relevant your creative is to the audience that you're putting it in front of, Facebook's going to reward that, and it's going to give you what am I thinking of? It's going to give you higher quality traffic at a lower cost per click. And so that's really helpful.
Yeah, it's like a vicious circle, isn't it, with Facebook? Once you have more click-throughs, it's going to become cheaper for you because Facebook recognizes and people like it.
Yeah, like what Facebook is trying to do is protect the user experience by only putting relevant content in front of relevant people. That's all they're trying to do.
Exactly. So it's super important to have the message very targeted. And
your people.
Kind of, coming back to what I was talking about before, I was talking about who's your target audience, what sort of content are you going to create for that audience to truly connect. So it's super important to have these foundations in place, as you just confirming that.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
Fabulous. Can you, just wrapping up, let us know when people can find you? I do have a link that I'm going to post in a minute, and maybe just talk about how you work with your clients as well.
Yeah, of course. So I have like different offers and different packages for people depending on where they are in their business. If someone has a funnel that they've built and it's not converting, then I can go in and I can look at it and I can find out where your people are falling off and make some suggestions for optimization. If you are at the level where you're looking to build your first funnel and you've hit like, you know that you have an offer that converts and you know that your audience is solid, then I can go in and I can map out an actual strategy for you, and we can find out, like I can give you a quote on what the build would cost. There are 2 different components to any build. You have the build of all of your assets and the build of your actual sales process, and then you have your cost of driving traffic. Mm-hmm. But yeah, so I've got like different offers depending on where people are in their business. And so the easiest is just to reach out to me and to have a conversation.
Yes, that's brilliant, because your offer is really tailored and sort of takes them to where they need to be, right? And then see how much work there is and what needs optimization and what not. So, and I guess you can also help scale businesses to like 6 figures and beyond, right?
Yeah, absolutely. I've got a couple clients right now who are at the 7-figure mark and looking to go further.
Wow, that's amazing. And that's totally hands off? Is that like for a passive income, for like a membership or something like this?
So it's part of the sales process. They also have high-end offers on the back end that they're working to develop. So for sure, you've got a combination of both.
Okay, fabulous. So is it just people come onto your Facebook page, or do you have an opt-in that you would like to share today?
Nope, I'm going to say my Facebook page is going to be the absolute easiest way. It's the path of least resistance. And so just go ahead and PM me and we'll go ahead and get you sorted.
Okay, brilliant. Thank you so much, April, and really, really appreciate having you on the show. And it's super exciting because I think Facebook is probably one of the best tools to actually reach your target audience, because it seems like everyone's on Facebook, and having someone like you on the side can really help actually see what's going on and tweak that funnel, because we only have 24 hours a day. Especially now as the summer is approaching, we want to actually have a bit more time to ourselves and not having to post every single day, right?
Yeah, you want a life. I get it. Everybody does. That's why we do this.
Most perfect. So thank you so much, April. Really appreciate it. And you enjoy the time in Bali. And make sure you post a few pictures for us as well, yeah?
Okay, absolutely. Awesome. Sabine, thank you so much. This was a ton of fun. All right, bye.
Bye. Oh, thank you so much, April. So I've got, I hope you guys really enjoyed it as much as I did as well. I think it's really, really powerful Facebook funnels. And of course, you need to know what you're doing. So we're going to make a switch now, and we've got Paola just waiting to come in and talking about LinkedIn. So if you've got any more questions for April or for Paola or whoever else is going to come on and talk about different social media platforms, please just drop us a message, and we'll be very happy to help you and to maybe even point you in the right direction. And there's always an opportunity to come and join the club as well. It's the Greatness Club, where we will have a ton of value. It's also about being visible, creating a community, and we're doing speed networking events. We are talking about social media. We're going to have a website review coming up as well. We're doing money mindset. We're doing general mindset. We're going to do some health and food and exercise. So you're going to find everything, that your heart desires really. And this is why I built the Greatness Club. And more information is on www.reachforgreatness.co.uk/Greatness Club. So I'm going to get the fabulous Paola. Paola, are you here? Can you hear me? I can't hear you yet. So maybe make sure you got your mic on and you're unmuted. Let's just make sure. While Paola is getting herself set up, I'm just going to do a quick introduction. Yes, I can hear you. I just can't see you yet, but I'm going to do a little introduction, Paola, all right?
Yes.
Paola, it's Paola. It's Italian, right? How do
you
I pronounce it correctly?
Paola Devescovi.
It sounds like music to me. And
yes.
I love Italy. My granny was Italian, so I have a great connection to Italy. So Paola is a business and prosperity coach, and she helps entrepreneurs and professionals build a strong personal brand and master the 3 most important M's in their lives. It's the mindset, and the money, so they can build and grow a prosperous online business, attract ideal clients, set bigger goals, and expand their business internationally using LinkedIn as a business development tool. And she's also a proud mother of 2 children who are now young adults. So I'd love you to talk a little bit more about LinkedIn, because I am super excited about using LinkedIn as well. And let's just talk about as well what sort of people will be on LinkedIn and what's there to do in terms of how to get started and how to maintain it, I guess. So over to you, Paola. And it seems like you're having a fabulous background there.
I'm in a beautiful place today. This is a place that is devoted just to workshops and seminars. And I've come here because I'm organizing my own seminar. So I went to visit the place and see if it was the right place, and it is indeed. So it's a very special location for this conversation.
Fabulous.
I hope you can hear me well.
Yes, it's all good.
Okay, there's some wind, luckily, because it's very warm here in Rome. So
Rome, you're in Rome, yeah?
Yes, just outside the city, yeah.
I love Rome. It's beautiful.
Okay, so LinkedIn. I'm very passionate about this social network because it is the social network that I have used very extensively to build my business, and the social network where I can say I have achieved the most remarkable results in terms of, building my brand, reaching out to clients, and being discovered by clients, etc. So, as you know, we've had the opportunity to have conversations before. One of my specialties as business coach is personal branding. So I help my clients to build a personal brand in a way that they can be seen as the go-to person for their target audience. So LinkedIn, first of all, is the only very good professional social network. So the audience there is mainly professionals, entrepreneurs, and so for people who work B2B or whose target is this, I think it's worthwhile, investing your time in building your personal brand on the network. So how do you build it? LinkedIn leads itself to this. Okay, first of all, the profile can be considered as a small website if you want. So where you have your resume, that it's called summary, and where you can showcase what is relevant for your business. You can add media to your resume, and then you can show all your experience and education, past experience and education. You can share also your interests there. You can participate in groups of interest that can be important for you to reach out to other people in your industry, but also to reach out to other I will start by saying what are the most important sections in the profile that are important for your personal brand. First of all, your picture.
Can you just hold the microphone a little bit closer?
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yeah, that's better. It's a bit windy.
Yeah, so your picture.
So you got a cricket in the background as well.
I have crickets in the background. See? Yeah, so your picture must be a professional picture. So never choose a picture where you are in your bikini enjoying your vacation on a beautiful beach. Unfortunately, unlike in the past where you could see, the picture was larger. Now you can see mostly your head and shoulders. So choose it, very carefully. And immediately under your name, there is a space that you can use for your tagline. And this is very important because if you optimize it using the right keywords, for example, in my case, business and prosperity coach, I help my clients thrive in their business. Okay, I use keywords that I want people who are looking for me these are the keywords that they would use to look, for a business coach, for example. And they want to thrive in the business or they want to grow their business. So I will use these keywords in my tagline. And then, as I said, the summary, which is not ACV. So use it to really showcase what you do to help your clients achieve the transformation that they want to achieve. Okay, and and show them also what it will be like to work with you and achieve those results. So again, this is a section where that you want not only reaching the keywords that are relevant for what you do, but you want to really explain to them and make them feel the kind of results that they can achieve working with you. So this is a very important section, and I usually suggest my clients to divide it into different paragraphs, so that each paragraph, maybe can be devoted to one specific service that you do, or you can explain the problem that they are experiencing, and in another paragraph, for example, the solution to the problem, and in the third paragraph, finally, the result that they can achieve. And in this section, you can put, as many media as you want. So videos, brochures, pictures, documents that are downloadable. So again, this is very important to show your expertise and that you are really an authority, the go-to person in your field.
Mm-hmm. Okay. What sort of documents would you?
I would, if you have videos, if you have, brochures of your services, for example, of your products and services. If you have presentations, LinkedIn bought SlideShare, which is another platform where you can share your slides. So it is very easy to connect. The two are already connected, so it's very easy for you to show these slides that you have uploaded on SlideShare, for example.
I remember that someone actually told me, and this is quite a good tool actually. It's not that well known. I mean, SlideShare has got a lot of people on there, but it's a very good platform to share your workbook or in that sort of shape, but make sure that you've got some link in there as well, isn't it? For
absolutely.
Call to action.
And when you do, research on Google, very often if you find slides or presentations, they are hosted on SlideShare. So it is also it ranks very, very well.
I'm just going to make a note here on the in the comments, and also to remind myself. SlideShare, I think it's
SlideShare. Absolutely. And another very important feature that LinkedIn offers, it's publishing platform that used to be called Pulse, which is, let's say, LinkedIn blogging platform where you can write your articles. And it's very important to build your brand and to, appear as an authority in your field. And again, being LinkedIn, what it is, you can imagine how well everything that you publish there ranks. So your articles rank very well. So when people are searching for, a topic like, the topic you are an expert in, and very easily the articles published on LinkedIn rank first, at the top of the results that Google returns. So it is a way, especially for, if you are starting out, or, you are not starting out, but for example, you want to highlight a specific area of your business, writing on a publisher, which is LinkedIn publishing platform, helps you, to have your content ranked very well and be found. Okay, so I think this is, a feature. I hope that they will continue to, make this platform available. I've heard rumors that maybe something can change there, but, for now it's there, and I think it's a good opportunity for us to take advantage of this platform.
So those articles, they could be just blog posts that you can just sort of reuse potentially from your own website if you are a blogger?
Okay, you can do two things. Either share directly what you are publishing on your website, maybe in the newsfeed as, an update, on your profile, and this is one thing. Or you can use the platform to use the platform to publish an article in there. I mean, you write the article itself in the platform. It's a blogging platform. In this case, if you want to represent something that you have published on your own blog, I would suggest that you change it slightly. So, because of course Google does understand that it's you, using the same content. It may think that somebody is using your own content. So I would suggest that you change something if you decide to publish it on the platform.
Okay.
Yeah.
And how often would you publish something like an article? So obviously you've got posts. We're talking about posts, and then
we're talking about posts.
articles.
Okay. No, let's talk about posts. So not about the articles. Well, I would publish daily, and I would suggest a mix of content. I mean, your own content, third parties' content, and it is also very important that you engage with your audience there. So by engaging with the insights, so commenting on other people's posts, etc. What is important is that you really reach out. This is a networking platform, so you must reach out to people. And when you do that and you ask for a person, to connect with them, always send a message saying why you want to connect with them. For example, I've seen in your summary that you are doing this and that, and I'd like to know more about it, or I think that maybe I can help you. Very recently I wrote an article on my blog and this may interest you. So it's like, if you go to a networking event, you don't simply hand out your business card and you run away. You engage with the person. So this is what you should do on LinkedIn as well. I mean, when you reach out to people, really engage with them. And the network is organized in a way that it encourages you to build your relationship with your audience. And this is what I like about it. So you can really, you have instant messages there, exactly as we have on Messenger, but it's all there on the same platform, and you can engage with your own audience, build this trust that it is, it's a very important ingredient in any relationship, but, especially with our potential clients. So if you want to convert the people you are connecting with into prospects and then into clients, it is very important to build a relationship with them. So give value through your posts, give value through direct messages, suggest your own content before you sell. It's part of the social selling concept. So use the platform to build the relationship first, and once the relationship is built, then offer your own services or products.
Would you say, I'm just thinking, so what sort of people hang out on LinkedIn? Is it different to Facebook?
Yes, as I said, it's a professional network. So you find mainly, entrepreneurs, executives, managers, and professionals.
Yeah.
So it's an interesting target audience, if you think, because usually their income level is considerably high to very high. So it's certainly people who are ready to spend money for services or for coaching or for training, consulting, specialized services. So it's certainly an interesting audience that I suggest you spend some time with.
And I just see that one of my clients, Gloria, has joined.
Yes.
Who it's just the perfect timing, Gloria. If you're listening actively, just give us a like, because I think Paola can really help you, because Gloria is actually a hypnotherapist who works with people who want to lose weight and obviously also stressed out, say, CEOs.
Yes.
And I'm telling you, I think
her target audience is certainly there. So I would suggest to Gloria that if she isn't already on LinkedIn, to take into consideration the opportunity to have her own profile in there, and spend some time engaging with her audience and building relationships with her potential clients.
Yeah,
absolutely.
So it's a mix of obviously providing value and to perhaps even talk about some pain points, and then also reaching out perhaps one-to-one with some of these.
Absolutely.
People. Obviously for her, I guess the whole thing is like with the weight loss as well. I don't think you look fat on your profile. I think you need to lose weight. It's a thing. You can't, or you must be a stressed CEO, right?
Oh yeah. That, as I said, you can really personalize your summary in a way that resonates with your target audience. Okay. Yeah. And I would like to spend some time on the mobile app that has some additional features that are very interesting for networking. So if you are not using it, I would suggest that you download it just to explore it. And there are two features in particularly that I like very much. Yeah. One is very recent, and it's on the search bar of the mobile application. And it's a feature that allows you to visualize your own QR code that is associated to your profile. And there's a scanner that allows you to scan other people's profile QR codes. So if you are at a networking event, this may in a way replace the traditional business card, and you can connect immediately with the person. This is one of the features. The other feature is find who's near you. So it needs to have the Bluetooth turned on, and also the other people who are on LinkedIn need to have this feature turned on with the Bluetooth that is active, and you can see who in your network of contacts is around you. So if you are at a networking event, you can then message the person and say, I would love to connect with you. I'm here. We can meet in person, have a coffee together. So
where is that in the search bar, did you say?
It's in the search, yes, on the search bar. Do you have your application?
Yeah.
Yes. So if you look at the search bar,
yes,
you have the QR code. You can see
my
on
code,
the right.
Yeah.
Yes.
I've seen that.
Yes, this is yours. And if you click on the scan, yes, that's it. Click on scan.
Code. So if anyone wants to connect,
yes,
my code.
Yes,
on LinkedIn.
Fantastic.
So and if you maybe you can share yours as well. So
yes, I will.
LinkedIn, just hold that very close to your camera.
Can you see it?
Yes, a little bit down. Yeah.
So, and if you click on the scan, you can see, you can scan. Now you can see, of course, a beautiful landscape and a beautiful place I'm in, but this is the scanner that allows you to scan other people's QR codes. The other feature, it's under My Network, so at the bottom, My Network, and it's
which one is that? So I've got Home.
No, My Network.
Which one would be now on the bottom? I've got
on the bottom, next to Home.
Okay, so it's where the people.
Yes. Yes.
Oh, it's called My Network. Yeah.
And I hope you can see it. It's the middle icon.
Find nearby.
Exactly. So if you click on it, now it will say that, there's silence around me. There's nobody around. But if the Bluetooth is turned on and people who have the application have their Bluetooth turned on and we are in the same location, we can reach out to each other.
Like, you mean in the same building, or is there...
Same building. So
Okay,
you must be
they
in
have
the
to be quite close.
same building, same event. And this is a fantastic way. You know, I always say that it is very important when you build relationships on LinkedIn, but on any other social network. It is very important to bring the relationship out of the social network. So either being through Zoom or Skype or phone, or if you live in the same city, you know, in person.
Yeah.
So having this feature, it's interesting because you can easily turn a relationship that you've built on LinkedIn into a personal one if you happen to be in the same location.
Yeah. And you're right. And the funny thing as well, quite often, I connect with people on, say, Facebook, and then I meet them somewhere and say, hey, we're connected on Facebook. Let's just check. Yeah, we've been friends for the last 6 months.
Yes.
So in theory, with the LinkedIn, and maybe Facebook will do this as well at some point, that you can actually turn your...
Absolutely.
At this event, at this party, it's like, let's just see how many people I already am connected with, and let me go and seek them out and have a proper conversation.
Yeah, so I hope that, you know, this conversation is a way to let as many people as possible know that this feature exists and we can use it to connect with each other very easily if we happen to be at the same event. And speaking, you know, of the importance of bringing relationships outside social platforms, I will be in London very soon. And so I hope we can meet.
Yes. Let me know when that is. And
yes, I will write to you.
Yes, fabulous.
Yes.
And also people can find you as well online.
Yes, you can find me, of course, on LinkedIn.
Projectprosperity.com, and obviously on LinkedIn.
Yes.
And I'm just going to post your link there as well. So if people want to connect, maybe just give a little summary of what they can expect when they connect with you, and what sort of things that you do and how you can help.
Oh, yes. Well, as I said, of course, I can coach them for their personal brand and help them build their personal brand successfully, especially on LinkedIn. So I can help them, create and implement a strategy for them to find potential clients on LinkedIn. And I'm a business coach and business and prosperity coach. And so I have, coaching programs, both group coaching programs and also individual sessions. And you can find all the information on my website. And I help my clients, to build, like yourself, a successful business, possibly without overwhelm and stress, and increase your income, and do all this to live really the lifestyle that you want.
Yes.
So, as I said, for me, LinkedIn has been a fantastic tool to grow my business. Okay. So I can certainly help whoever is interested, in reaching out to use it successfully.
That's brilliant. Thank you so much. And I am excited because I do believe in LinkedIn, and I believe that there is a different audience.
A different audience.
Most definitely.
Absolutely.
But I think I've kind of shied away from it because obviously I feel like I've got to be much more professional in a way. I don't know, it just feels like because there's lots of professionals there, it feels like more corporate to me personally. I don't know whether it's just a belief or but I think he has a different sort of feel to Facebook. Facebook people posting really anything under the sun and any sort of video. I wouldn't do that on LinkedIn.
It's very professionally oriented. So, as I said, the audience is different, and it's used for business purposes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Brilliant. Thank you so much, Paola, and I wish you all the best.
For having me.
That you're organizing. Do you do some local workshop, or is it a retreat?
I do local workshops, and I'm, now for 2019, I want to organize a couple of retreats. And this is why I was looking for my ideal place, and I think I found it.
It looks amazing.
It is amazing.
Rome, that would be
it
amazing.
Is amazing.
I love Rome.
I will keep you posted on
Yes,
those future programs.
Do that. Fabulous. Thank you so much for coming on.
Thank you for having me. Thank you for having me.
You're welcome. I wish you a lovely afternoon.
And to you too. And a lovely afternoon to your audience as well.
Thank you. Molto grazie.
Grazie a te.
Ciao.
Ciao. Bye-bye.
Bye. And Gloria is saying thank you. I'm glad I connected between science and the call with Angel is coming. Yes, Angel. And you're very professional, so thank you so much.
Okay.
Yeah, she was mentioning, I think, the speed networking events that we're running as well, because I do believe in more like face-to-face connections, and this is
absolutely.
The Greatness Speed Networking events, which are free to join. There's one coming up on the 12th of July. So if anyone's interested who's listening in, please just message me and I'll get you onto that one as well. And there's one on the 1st of August. What we do is literally is about 20 ladies. So I've captured 20 because otherwise we'll be on there for like hours, I guess.
Yeah.
Everyone gets a 2-minute slot. I've got a timer. So it's almost like doing an offline event, but we're doing it online from the it's literally on camera as well. And we can just share what we do. And there's been fabulous connections and high-end clients already coming out of it. Lots of different collaborations. Fabulous. So probably also a good place to put that on LinkedIn for other professionals.
Very good idea. Very good idea. So promote it on LinkedIn.
Yes.
Yes.
We'll do that. Definitely. And SlideShare is a good one as well. So thank you.
Thank you again. Have a lovely afternoon.
Thank you. Bye.
Very soon.
Yes, we'll speak soon. So Alessandra is ready. Fabulous, Alessandra. I'm going to let you into the Zoom room now, because now we're going to talk about Pinterest. And as I said, all this information will go into the Greatness Club as well, which is a paid membership club. And you can find all the information on reachyourgreatness.co.uk/Greatness Club. And we have like weekly training sessions. We've got the speed networking event. It's all about making meaningful connections. It's about personal growth as well as collaboration. So there's fabulous things and fabulous women all coming into the club. So I'm super excited. Let's talk about Pinterest. And again, it is a platform which I am not really using. And I'm going to actually own up in a second when we get Alessandra in. So we're going to admit fabulous Sandra. Oops, that was my phone. There's been excitement. I can't see you yet, Sandra. Oh, are we here, Alessandra?
I have to start my video.
Introduction.
Can you hear me?
Getting your camera sorted. So Alessandra is a mindset coach and a business building strategist, and she's specializing in helping her clients get visible, connected to their message, create courses and products to develop passive income, and master the 6-figure success mindset to push past blocks and up-level their business. And she's built her entire business during nap time. Wow, with 2 little ones at home. And then recently brought her husband home so she can focus more on the business as it grows. And I guess you've mastered your social network in terms of using Pinterest. And you also say you are a psychotherapist. So you are so super talented in many, many different ways. I know you are amazing when it comes to Pinterest. And I'm super, super excited and super curious to learn all about it. So thank you for coming on the show today.
Of course. I'm excited to talk.
So where are you based then? You are in, what's the time now? It's probably early morning for you.
It's 5:30 in the morning.
Oh, good morning.
Usually I'm up this early, but I'm not like as coherent as I need to be now. But I'm in Washington State in the US. So all the way out. I live on an island all the way up near Canada. So.
Oh, you're right on the other side. Oh,
mm-hmm.
Okay.
I'm Pacific time zone.
Oh, wow. Fabulous. So now let's talk everything Pinterest. I think people have been waiting for it because some of the platforms that we talk about today is not really using. I know everyone's kind of using Facebook, but then, you know, we know that Facebook can be very, very busy and it may not be as effective anymore. So I think probably Pinterest is one of the sort of next up and coming platforms. And
Sure.
people just don't know that much. I mean, I'm owning up. I don't know if people know me from other videos. I actually have this wallpaper behind me normally. And I said, I actually built some vision boards and bits like this on Pinterest when I was looking for my decoration, how I'm going to decorate my house. And that's where it all started and that's where it all ended. So I need some inspiration from you as well.
Sure. No, that's not, I mean, I think that's one of the common misconceptions about Pinterest is that it's only for those kind of things. It's only for DIY. It's only for recipes. It's only for workouts, things like that, which is what a lot of people use it as. I started using Pinterest years ago. I have no idea if it like was always this way where like everyone's on Pinterest, where everyone's using it, you know, your business, everything. I don't think so because there wasn't always Pinterest for business. And so, yeah, that's one of the biggest things that holds people back, is not even realizing that Pinterest is a search engine. It's where people go and search for things like, you know, affirmations for depression and how to start my blog.
Gloria, I hope you're still there. She's actually working with people with depression, so we're always looking for new ideas.
Yeah. No, and it's. I mean, that's where like I said, where I started. My kind of journey with Pinterest was I started out as a life coach because I'm, you know, as you said in my bio, I have my master's in social work. I was a psychotherapist. And so when I moved online, I started in life coaching. And Pinterest was the first place that I started. And it's huge there. Self-care, self-love, affirmation. I mean, my number one post right now is about affirmations. And then another one is, I'm the Thrive coach. So my articles about thriving are like, I was just looking at my pins yesterday because I was just curious as to which ones were getting the most pins, and those were my top two, you know, the affirmations and then, you know, 10 steps to thriving. So it's huge. I mean, it's huge in the self-development area. It's huge in the business area. I mean, it's huge no matter what area you're in. Like, I really encourage you to get on Pinterest for sure.
Oh, brilliant. Now you're just opening up sort of a new dimension, and I guess maybe you just talk a little bit about how to go about it and also what's the commitment, because I'm always saying, like, people just don't get overwhelmed when it comes to social media. And I think you're going to be, you're going to tell us something that people will be really resonating with and will be very happy with in terms of, because you know, the fast changing platforms are the ones where you have to do, there's a lot of maintenance, and then there's some that have low maintenance. And I'm just going to grab a water because it's so super hot, and I realized I left it in the kitchen, so I'll just run across, but I will listen to you because this is an area here. So
So the great thing about there's two, obviously there's probably way more than two things that are awesome about Pinterest. But the number one thing about Pinterest that's wonderful and amazing is that you can set it up on autopilot. That's what Tailwind is amazing. I think it's only like $10 a month, but it's super worth it. So when you come to the hourly, like, how much time do you spend on this platform, right? That was your question.
So Pinterest, is that like the third party planning tool for Pinterest? It's called.
Yes, and it's hooked in with Pinterest. It's approved by Pinterest. Apparently, it's going to be the only one for Pinterest right now because there was another one and now they're getting rid of it. Word Booster.
There isn't anything that sort of connects otherwise. I mean, you know, you've got the general ones like the Buffer and the Hootsuite. They don't connect with Pinterest, do they?
I don't think so. I haven't heard of them doing that, but Tailwind is the one that Pinterest promotes. Like, do use Tailwind. That we like that one the best.
Post that now.
So when it comes to getting started on Pinterest, the second thing before I get on my tangent, the second thing is that Pinterest is evergreen. So when you think about Facebook and Instagram and Twitter, I mean, even Twitter, like, oh my gosh, like I know we're talking about Twitter at some point today.
Yeah, I'm super curious about that actually.
Yeah, me too.
It sounds like, whoa.
Yeah, because it disappears in seconds.
Yeah.
Like, and Instagram stories. I mean, all these things are amazing and they're fun and totally connective. And I actually am starting kind of my own visibility plan in Facebook because I just love the connection piece of it. And I really like that relationship-based stuff. And Pinterest is just like operating in the background for me and I don't even have to worry about it. But it's evergreen content. So like my posts that I was just talking about, those 2 posts, actually I have a few posts that are all at the top, but those were just my 2 top performing ones. I wrote those 1.5 years ago. Those pins are still being repinned. I will go in and repin them every once in a while, maybe like once every 3 or 4 months. But they are still being repinned. I still get, 100, 150 people to my site every single day through those pins. Yeah.
So when you say repin, it's like reshare, basically.
Right. So that's how pins stay evergreen. So people will go in. If you think about when you were making that vision board, you went in there, you saw some things that you liked, you probably saved them. So and now they call it a save, I think. I have to go in there, but I always say repin. You saved it to a board, right? So that you were like, oh, this is my vision board vision. And you saved it to there. So every time you save it, that's called like a repin. Like, so that person's content now is on your boards. So now people that follow you can see that pin. And then if they repin it, then it can be seen by this person and this person and this person. I mean, it's like it can get it's like, I mean, yes, we have shares and things like that on Facebook, but those will die out. Whereas this can just keep going and keep going and keep going, which is like incredible. So to get started on Pinterest, there is just that little bit of front end work. So like you've got to have at least a couple pieces of content. You could get started with 1 piece of content. Let's be honest. Like I talk to a lot of people that, they don't want to get started because they don't feel like they have enough content. And this is a myth. Like you can have 1 piece of content and that, like I said, I have 2 pieces that like are huge, huge drivers to my site. 2 pieces. Yes. I have a few other things. People, I think I had a close 3rd place one that was like driving traffic to. So, and this is over 1.5 years. So I've made this content, but I only had 4 blog posts when I first started, and I grew my list to 1,000 with those 4 blog posts. When I just started 0 to 1,000.
And that wasn't like by posting every single day, right?
No, those were only 4 blog posts I wrote, and then I repinned. I developed my profile, and those pins got repinned. I got clicks. I always say that Pinterest is all about the click. Yes, you want the shares, you want the saves, because then it like extends the life of your pin. But you want people to click through. You don't want people to just stay on the platform. You want people to click through. So a lot of my pins get more clicks than they get shares, which is what I want because I want them on my site. I want them opting into my list.
And how do you get those on Pinterest? I mean, is it slightly different to Facebook in terms of what you write and how the style you write something?
In terms of what piece?
Of a pin that will convert. And
so there's like, if you go on Pinterest and you start looking at pins, there is a certain, I mean, everyone's different what they're drawn to. So I kind of walk people through like in the anatomy of like the perfect pin, like what you want to put on it. The descriptions are short. You want to put, long tail keywords in there. Because like I said, Pinterest is a search engine. You want to be, people are going to search for your topic. So you've got to put keywords in there. They're using hashtags. So you want to make sure your description is something that it's like SEO. It's Pinterest SEO. It's a lot easier than normal SEO because you can just type them into the description. They make it easy for you to kind of search which keywords are people looking at, like long tail keywords. You can look up depression, and then then when you get to the search bar, it'll say like depression, affirmations or depression, tips for depression or tips for handling depression, whatever. So it makes it pretty easy to figure out what keywords you want to be using. So what you would do is, this is part of the front end work. You've got to have like one or two pieces of content at least. I mean, just go for it. If you only have one piece, go for it. Start on it anyways. You'd want to create a couple pins for it. And then you want to be pinning it to your boards. There are also things called group boards, which you post to, and they are now essentially a group board is a group of people who you have access to all their followers, right? So if they're all on this board, then say I have 1,000 followers, this person has 1,000 followers, this has a person's 1,000 followers. That's 3,000 followers that can now see that one pin. Mm-hmm. It's really powerful. And so when you create your pin, when you create your piece of content, you've got to, have that strategy. One of the things that I hear often, and this is kind of why I created my pin traction course, was because I would run into people and I would ask them if they're using Pinterest, colleagues, peers, connections. And they would say, yeah, I'm using it, or no, I'm not using it. And that's why I was like, okay, you got to. But if they said yes, they said, yeah, I created a pin and I pinned it. And I'm like, awesome, good start. You've got to have that strategy behind it. And because you want to get your pins seen. That's the whole point of Pinterest. Like if you have 100 followers on Pinterest, maybe they're like super targeted, but they're probably not. And you want to expand your reach. I only have 3,000 followers on Pinterest. Mm-hmm. That's not a ton. But yet my views are over 300,000 or 400,000.
Wow.
And I was just talking to someone the other day, because I guess some people are experiencing like lulls in their reach. And I had noticed mine. So mine might be like 290 right now, which I'm like, whoa, that feels really low to me. But the thing is I'm not seeing a difference in clicks. I'm not seeing a difference in traffic. And that's not what people can see. People could go to my site and see, oh, she's only got 290K and this person has 700 or whatever. But I'm still getting 10 to 20 opt-ins to my list every day. I looked yesterday and I had 14 just from Pinterest stuff, because I have other things that are generating list building things. But just from Pinterest, I had 14 people, brand new people that had not been on my list, come and join my list yesterday just from Pinterest.
So in Pinterest, you can see how many people actually clicked through. You get the data, or do you need a tool to integrate?
No. So when you have a Pinterest for Business account, which I 100% recommend that if you're using your Pinterest for Business, get a Pinterest for Business account. You can do two things. You can start a whole new account, which is what I did because I like using Pinterest for my personal life. And I don't want to have to worry about secret boards. Because you're curating kind of a magazine for your ideal clients. And so you don't want to have, I don't want to have on my board, birthday ideas for my 2-year-old, or, we're building something, right? I don't want to have that on my board. So I use it enough where I wanted to have 2 separate accounts. So you can either start a new business account, or you can convert. If you don't use it for personal and you don't really care about it, but you have a personal one already, you can just convert it to a business account with one click. So they make it really easy for you. But when you have a business account, then you have an analytics section that you can look at the traffic that's going to your site, the reach that your pins have. You can look through, yesterday, I was just literally just looking at it yesterday because I was just curious. And, I can see each and every pin of mine, how many people have seen it, how many people have clicked on it, how many people have reshared it. So for example, I have multiple pins for each blog post. So I can see which design, which copy, which one, I can see which one performs better. I was just realizing I had never really, because I had 2 for my affirmations post and they both did really, really well. So I never once thought which one does better. And so I looked yesterday and it was this obviously one of the 2. But I didn't really realize that one had been, it was performing way better. So that's all good information to know when it comes to creating more content, creating more pins. So when you use a business account, you get to see all that really important information.
Wow, that's brilliant. So can you also do ads on Pinterest?
Yes, I've never done ads, but you can. They're called promoted pins. Mm-hmm. I don't have any insight on them because I've never had to use them. I like I said, from very beginning, I've in a year and a half, maybe a little bit longer now, because I started in November, a little bit longer. So a year and like 7 months. I've never gone a day without a subscriber on my list. And I think the lowest day might've been 4 or 5. And so to me, I'm like, it's good for my business. Like, yeah, I'm sure I could scale that and I could get more. But I feel really good about that.
So imagine. No, that's okay, because I mean, gosh, how much money would you spend on Facebook ads to get 4 or 5 subscribers? I mean,
right.
You could pay like $10.
Yep. A day.
For a subscriber a day.
Right. Yeah? Yep. And I get that for free right now. And you know, I have my Pinterest course. So now I'm actually venturing into potential Facebook ads because my ideal clients are not on Facebook, are not on Pinterest, which I think is funny because I'm always talking about that. And everyone's on Pinterest. Mm-hmm. But like when I talk about my Pinterest course, I'm like, but the people that I want to reach probably aren't on Pinterest. It's just funny.
Not yet. Or unless they don't know how to use Pinterest in the most effective way. So
right. They're not using it to find out how to use it for their business. So
probably your question could be to them, do you get 4 or 5 opt-ins a day from Pinterest yet? If no, this is for you.
Right. Totally. Exactly.
I mean, but there are professionals on Pinterest, right? Or would you say it's primarily those that are looking for creative ideas? I mean, I don't know.
That's what I said. It's the common myth that it's just for those things. It's everyone. I went in one of my in my webinars that I do, I kind of have a slide that shows examples of pins, and they're like, you know, a 5-day challenge to create your brand or your mood board or your website or your, you know, health coaches, business coaches, life coaches. I mean, I see pins on every single topic, the same topics that I see on Facebook. I see, you know, when people are posting and talking about things, and it's all on Pinterest. Everything is on Pinterest. When I talk about my subscribers, I didn't have kind of a specific age range or anything that I wanted in my life coaching, because I had my resources were really universal, right? And so I wasn't super specific in my opt-in in terms of like, this is only for 30 to 45-year-olds, right? I mean, I wouldn't be like, say that out loud, but I wouldn't tailor it to that.
Yeah.
And I've, you know, had clients that are in their early 20s and in their 60s and 70s. So, you know, no matter where you are and who your ideal client is, like, age is not a factor. There are men on Pinterest. Yes, there are a lot more women on Pinterest, but there are men on Pinterest. That is not who I cater my stuff to. But I do know that there are men on Pinterest. So if people are listening to this and their ideal clients are men, they can still find you on Pinterest. My husband is not on Pinterest, but don't let your husbands or your partners or your brothers or whoever dictate that, because there are men on Pinterest. I think it might be 70 to 30, like 70% women and 30%, but that's still like, that's a big amount.
Yeah.
But yes, so it's just a search engine. It's a much more fun search engine than Google, because it's got beautiful pictures and it's fun. And that's why I love it so much. And it's evergreen, like, get your content up there and it just keeps going, which is powerful stuff. Like I said, like the pins that are still, you know, running traffic to my site every single day are almost 2 years old. it's awesome. I mean, it's awesome. Yeah. Now I'm, starting to do more business posts as I've, moved into, in the last few months, moved into business coaching. And those are starting to drive traffic to my site, and it's all really exciting stuff to have it be operating for yourself without having to be on the platform every day. And I think that that's what the powerful thing is like, we have to be in Facebook groups. We have to be on Instagram. Yes, you can do some schedulers but you can on Facebook to comment on people and to connect with people. And that's where you get your life in Facebook. You can't just post and run anymore. So you've got to spend time on the platform. Whereas Pinterest, you don't. You can just make your pin, make your content, get it up there, use a strategy, right? But then you can go, and then people are going to come to your site. So that's how it's different.
I really love hearing that, because I think a lot of people are getting really completely overwhelmed with Facebook and having to be there every day, and and engaging with posts and stuff like this. So that was one of my next questions, was like, okay, can you just post and like once a week, or what do you do? And then just just leave it there. It's almost like a blog post. People can read, and if they wish, they can comment or like.
Yeah. The one thing about Pinterest is you can create your blog, but you're going to create multiple pins. You want to be pinning every day, which is why you use Tailwind. You can pin, as many pins as you want, but just pinning a few every day. Pinterest will pick up on that, and they'll start showing your pins to more people. They want you to just be consistent. So for example, if you have 25 pins that you want to pin during the week, it's better to pin 5 every day versus just 25 in one day. And so that's where Tailwind's really great. You just kind of put up a couple pins every day, and it'll pin for you. Or you can just spend, a few minutes pinning in the morning or pinning wherever. It's really quick. You can do all the front end work to do that. Like in my course, I walk people through how to use Tailwind, but then also if they don't want to pay for something, how to do the manual pinning in a quick and efficient manner. You're not spending a lot of time on it.
Brilliant. Yeah. And you're just doing a launch right now, right? Can you talk us through what's the course all about? And also we'll share a link as well.
Sure. The course is not open this second. I launch it once a month with a new webinar. So I just closed it, I think, last week. But people can message me if they really want. I'm not like super rigid about that. But Pin Traction is a course that is, it's pinpointed for coaches and service providers, because that is the perspective that I come from. That is where my experience comes from. A lot of the Pinterest courses out there are great and wonderful, and they can totally help you. But if you're a coach or a service provider, it's very specific to your niche, right? Versus just a blogger. My strategies obviously will work for bloggers too, but I walk coaches and service providers how to utilize it for their business, what kind of content to use, how to utilize it to grow their list. So it walks you through exactly what to do. So I even show you how to set up your profile, what you need to do, how to make it into a search engine machine, like how to stack your profile and everything with keywords, how to organize your profile. And then I walk you through creating pins, creating your opt-in, creating and how to use everything strategically. I call it the Pinterest funnel. Your Pinterest funnel is you've got your pin, they click on the pin, you get it out strategically, you have your strategy. I talk you through, of course, all that in the course: pinning strategy, group board strategy. And so it comes with a pin, they click on it, it goes to your site, they go to your site, they love your content, they click on your opt-in, they opt into your site, then you nurture them in your sequence, and then they become a customer. So I walk through, in my course, I walk through every single part of that Pinterest funnel. So it's really powerful. It's not just a Pinterest course. It's really a course on just how to convert too. So once they get to your site, because I have a lot of people that are not in my courses that say, I have a lot of traffic to my site, but I'm not even converting them into subscribers. Yeah. And so the course walks you through how to convert them into subscribers, and then even how to convert those subscribers into paying clients. So it's really a full, you know, one-stop shop kind of thing, kind of course when you want to use Pinterest. So it's called Pin Traction, and you can find it at pintraction.com. I also have a free Pinterest success kit that has a few different checklists, kind of a getting started checklist that you can, you know, see all the different moving parts on Pinterest, and then the tools that I use for Pinterest, and then a couple other videos that I have done to walk you through kind of different ways to use Pinterest.
Brilliant. I've just posted this in the thread now, pintraction.com. Is that where they can find also your checklist, or is that on a...
Yes. Yeah. So that's you'll see the courses, you'll get access, you can find the free, I think there's at the top of the menu, there's a free Pinterest success kit. You can grab that there. I also have a couple different packages for pins, like pin templates, and then opt-in templates. Those are called pin presents and pin ops. You can see everything Pinterest is on that site for you. Yeah.
Wow. Oh, that sounds exciting. I will definitely check it out.
Yeah.
And you kind of sold me on using Pinterest more, because I like the idea of just sort of leaving it there,
forget it.
and it's there
Yep.
forever.
Yes.
Yeah.
Forever.
Who doesn't want that, right?
Right?
Who doesn't want a passive pin that that just drives 5-6 visitors or opt-ins every single day, and you're not even having to show up or doing any live videos and what have you, right?
Nope.
Who doesn't want that?
Pretty awesome.
Fabulous. So thank you so much, Alessandra. And I'm just checking any comments or any questions from the audience before Alessandra is off. Emily is here. She's waiting. She's going to be on next. So that's fabulous. I can't wait. So Emily, you can make your way into the Zoom waiting room as well. And Gloria, thank you very much for being here too. And obviously, if you are watching, even on replay, please post any questions for us. We'll come back and obviously we'll make sure we answer them. And if you feel anyone can benefit from this training, then please do share, right?
Of course.
So thank you so much, Alessandra. I'll let you go, and maybe you can grab a couple of hours more sleep, or maybe which kids are going to...
No, I got 2 days, so one's already up.
Right, okay. So I'll let you make breakfast and have a wonderful day.
All right, thank you, Sabine.
Over to the other side of the USA.
Yeah. All right, bye.
Cheers, bye. Fabulous. So I really enjoyed this Pinterest Pinterest training, and I think it will be so super useful to get started on Pinterest. I'm definitely excited, and who doesn't want like 5-6 opt-ins every day? That's just amazing. If you would like to know more about this, and obviously we are also doing more training on social media inside the Greatness Club, then you can always join us. It's under reachyourgreatness.co.uk/Greatness Club, where we not just teach only about business, but reaching for greatness. For me, is reaching for greatness in life as well as personal life, personal growth. And if you want to be like learning about parenting, for example, or you want to do some salsa dancing, or you want to do some healthy eating, then you will actually find all these fantastic resources inside the Greatness Club as well. Plus, we just started our speed networking events, where literally we're going to come together on a Zoom call, and I've capped it at about 20 ladies. Everyone will get like a 2-minute slot where you can actually present what you're doing. So that is going to happen on the 12th of July, and another one on the 1st of August. If you want to come along to those, please message me. If you ever want to come on the Reach Greatness TV and you want to share what you do, then please message me as well. I'm always open and interested to hear from new fabulous ladies. Okay, so I am excited because the next person that's going to come up is the fabulous Emily, and we're going to talk about how to use Instagram stories. I'm going to let Emily in, and then I'll do a little introduction. Emily, how are you? You're in the Zoom room.
Hello.
Hey. You're nice to see you.
I'm kid free this time.
Are you? Oh, fabulous. You look very, very summery,
we'll
Emily.
get a little bit more done this time.
Oh, it was so cute. So Emily was on our last speed networking event. Maybe you can just tell people very briefly how it was for you.
Oh my gosh, it was awesome. I've already connected to a couple people, and it's just awesome too because we could almost trade services. Like just different people with what they offer. You're fine. Just different people what they offer, like goal with her money mindset. Like, I need so much help with that. Being a former kindergarten teacher, I am just like, I mean, I can't make any money. How could I make any money? Like, I have all these money blocks, but she doesn't know a ton about Instagram. So we could just literally swap and call it a day. I mean, it's such a cool, it was so great. And it's also good for us all as business owners to practice speaking and sharing what we're doing and learn how to figure it out, go through the kinks. You know, it's just, it's safe. It's a safe place to connect. And everyone was just so supportive. I was the one who was, you know, had my kids everywhere, and everyone was so supportive. It was such a boost of confidence for me in my business that I run from home. So it was great. It was an awesome experience. And I would do it again and again.
Yeah, because I really truly want to create this space where we kind of come out a little bit from behind our screens, and because I feel that we can be quite lonely working from home and doing stuff, and I just want to create a working environment where, you know, we have the support, and we can get the training as and when we need it, because quite often there's so much you can do, right? And I think
so if you're out there and you're like, I can't meet any of those speed networking things because I have the kids, don't do it with the kids. It's fine. I am proof that it all worked out and nobody died.
You can just be on mute. You can just listen in.
You just mute that mute button. Very excited about that.
I'm so happy, and I'm also very happy to have you inside the Greatness Club. So maybe you can just say very briefly what that is all about, because I can talk about it all night long, but it's only proof when someone like you who's inside, who is
doing social proof right now, Sabine. That's what I'm about to talk about with Instagram. Social proof. You want to hear other people who are in the group or who have used your services to, you know, be excited about it, because what do we all do? We read reviews. So we're just like walking and talking reviews for you. The Greatness Club is fantastic. There are so many trainings. It's so worth the amount of connections that you get from people who are, you know, if you just put yourself out there in the online space, that's fine, and you'll get connections. But this literally, it's almost like, I feel like it's like a dating site. It's like everyone's there for the right reasons. Like, you know, everyone's there for a commitment. Like, it's like, you're gonna get, it's like everyone is there to support you, and then you get connections, and then it like snowballs. Everything that has happened since I've said, yeah, I'll do that social media thing, then I was like, oh, maybe I'll do the speed networking, oh, maybe I'll go to the Greatness Club. It's like snowballed into so many different things for me that have been fantastic. So I highly suggest that you join the club. It is such a small fee for what your comeback is, and you give to charities. I mean, come on, guys, like that can be your little philanthropic thing that you do a month. That's because, I mean, how amazing is that you give back? I mean, that makes it even more wonderful.
I've just this is something that I haven't even talked about today, but it is so super important for me to be able to give back. And I think I'd rather sort of give this service and then say, you guys have actually accumulated. And the more people in the club, the more we can actually give to the charities, because a good percentage of the profits are actually going into the charity. And as I come back in and I bring the people in, because I'm not working with big organizations, we know exactly where the money is going to and how it's actually helped. And I think it's going to make us all better people, right? And we only do what we can do.
Right.
And the other thing I really enjoyed, and we're going to come and speak about Instagram and what you do in a second. With the club, I just posted like this week what you guys want in this club, because quite often when you're in some sort of membership, you kind of getting served whatever the person just does, right? It's just the one area.
Right.
But I really wanted to make it an interactive club or community where you actually have a say, where you say, hey, I wouldn't mind doing Zumba. Like, for example, Angela, she's like, yeah, I'm a Zumba teacher, let's do Zumba. And then so the thread started, right? Oh, I could do this and I could provide that. And so it's like fabulous, isn't it? Everyone's got something to contribute.
Like a club, it's a belonging, and it's in you. It's lonely to do an online business. You think you're with all these, you know, you're online talking to people, but it is lonely. And so this offers you literally a club to be in, and anyone's invited. That's the best part. You don't have to be invited by it.
And that's the beauty, because we don't think we think in collaboration. We don't think in competition, because when we help each other, things will come back regardless.
It always comes back around, and and we all know that, so that's why we believe in it so much. And it's just great that we have a space to all connect. And I mean, just internationally, it just still boggles my mind that we're all from all these different places, and that the internet and technology these days is just so powerful that if you're not using that to your advantage, you're missing out on a huge opportunity.
Exactly, 100%. So let's now start, because I'm excited. I am on Instagram, but I think I've kind of lost my mojo. So maybe you can pick me up again.
Mojo back. Here I am. Well, I did mention this in our speed networking, but Instagram stories have over 300 million daily active users. And I know a lot of people are so attached to Facebook because it's their safe space, but I love that you're doing this training, because I even am so locked into Instagram that I need to know about LinkedIn. I need to know about Pinterest. And yes, it gets overwhelming. You're like, ugh, but this is such a great training because people can figure out which platforms they want to go in with. But they have it in their back pocket. If Pinterest isn't working for them, they can try Instagram. If Instagram's not working, then you can use Facebook. So it has a lot. It is kind of coming up underneath Facebook. But of all of those Instagram users, 60% of them are viewing or publishing stories. And it is a great way on Instagram. If you look at people's profiles, you see all these perfect images and whatever. Well, stories is a way for you to be real, raw, and connect with your followers, which then can turn into customers or clients. The thing that I always tell my people, they're like, but why do we need to post? Who cares about what I'm doing or what I'm saying? And it's like, people love reality TV. It's just what it is these days.
I was just talking, I'm not sure whether you maybe missed the beginning. I was actually doing a little training around what could be the content, and definitely I was talking about storytelling really connects, because that is real and people can really relate to that. So stories are really, really powerful. I guess you just need to teach us now how can we do this powerfully and without actually thinking, oh my gosh, what I'm going to post now, how am I going to make this work, or what appeals, right?
So Instagram stories provides you with an opportunity to reach just more than your warm market, meaning more than just your family and friends. When you use hashtags and geotags, which I'll get to, it reaches people in your cold market that use the search or explore option on the app. So what does that really mean? That's just like, I'm just saying a bunch of words that I know because I love Instagram. But for you guys who are not very familiar with it, let's say if I'm looking for someone, say for money mindset, I could go and use the search option underneath the hashtags tab, and it would bring up every single hashtag, every single post that anyone's ever done with the hashtag money mindset. And I could find a money mindset coach just from right there. I can look for any stories that people have put the hashtag money mindset. It connects you to people that do not know you personally, but know you for what you're talking about. Whatever the hashtag is that you choose, whatever you're talking about. I do social media marketing. I do a lot of different hashtags, but it connects you to people who are interested in what you're doing instead of just random people that you don't even know who they are. It connects people and they're actually interested, and those are the people you want following you, because eventually they're going to turn into customers and clients. So if you're consistently posting and you're consistently using those hashtags, you will come up, because what it does is it shows you the very top money mindset posts, and then underneath it, which is the best part, is the most recent. So it doesn't matter if it's popular or not. It doesn't matter if you get so many likes. You've recently posted with that hashtag, so it'll come up in this big old page. So that's where you gain followers. That is how you gain more people that are interested in what you're doing and what you're talking about. Geotags are another way to gain people and gain followers. And in your posts, you can always pick a location, and in your stories, you can also pick a location. And the beauty of it is, if you're in Indianapolis, Indiana, in the middle of nowhere, and I'm trying to gain more followers in different cities, you can pick whatever city you want. If I'm just about to do this training and I want to meet, get some more people from the UK, I can put United Kingdom in my story, and then it would be picked up in the United Kingdom's stories for that day. So it is insane.
It's just a word that we put in.
So when you go to Instagram stories and you take a video or a picture, you swipe up and there's a whole list of options that you can use. So you are able to pick a location, you can put in a hashtag, you can tag people and tag products that you're using. I recently just did this. I actually have glasses, which I feel like every entrepreneur should have. They're called blue blockers. And at nighttime, I wear them so that when I'm looking at my computer screen and my phone screen, it doesn't keep me, the blue light that comes off your phone screens and your computer screens don't mess with the melatonin that's being produced in your body.
I need that. I need those glasses. Let me know, because in the evenings I can't even read anymore.
Right? Your eyes are like, oh my gosh, I can't even handle it. So it's the Classy Network with a K, and they sell a lot of different merchandise, but I just bought some for my husband. He used to make fun of me, and he's like, I don't think they work. I don't think they work. And then he's like, can you get me a pair? And I'm like, yep, you got it.
Okay.
And the best part is the person who makes them from the Classy Network is also an entrepreneur who's a woman. So it's fantastic. You're helping out all different things, but she created them because she wanted to be able to work at night.
Yeah, probably. Well, that's what happens, isn't it? We put the kids to sleep, and then so did you post a picture of you with? Because I'm just thinking whether I can find that picture quickly.
Yes, or a video. I post it at night and I tag them in it. And what she does at the Classy Network entrepreneur, she takes a screenshot of that, and then I am now in Classy Network stories. And then I gain followers because people are like, oh, who's that person? And it's just, the more you tag, the more you hashtag, geotag, tag other people that you know. Like, for instance, when I was doing this speed networking, I tagged you in my story so that people knew that you were the host, and that's who people would need to get connected to if they wanted to be a part of the club or in the speed networking.
Oh,
so then people can
I can see lots of abs and things right now you're doing.
There's yoga. So the funny thing is, it has nothing to do with social media marketing. A lot of my stories do not have anything to do with what I'm doing, but it's a chance for people to connect with me on a lot of different levels. I do love health and fitness. I do like to eat healthy. I also love pizza. I also love cake. I come from I like to keep it real. I like to show my boys. I connect to a lot of boy moms on Instagram. And by showing my whole day, you never know what's going to connect people. I love sharing with people different things that I'm eating. I love sharing different products. I feel like I'm a guinea pig, and people are like, let me know if you like that, whatever. It's you share, like, I'm like the product tester for my followers. And it's a great way to connect with people on a different level than publicly. If you're inviting people to a group or you're about to launch a program, instead of saying, comment on my picture and let me know if you're in, people don't always want to publicly say they're interested. That makes them nervous and scared. Not us, we would do it all day long. But other people, they want like that one-on-one connection. And in every single story that you create, there's a window at the bottom that says send message. So people will respond directly to me in this little bubble at the bottom, so that it feels like we're almost texting with each other through the Instagram app. So it's a great way to connect with people, that they can feel like they're asking a personal question that's not so public. And I feel like, other than Facebook Messenger, which I feel like sometimes gets lost, Instagram story messaging feels more personal than Facebook Messenger. So And especially it's tricky because if you aren't friends with that person on Facebook, then it gets up to this little other category and you don't see it for like weeks.
Yeah, filtered ones.
Crazy.
Yeah. So
yeah,
I'm just going into the Instagram stories.
yes,
Do I take a picture like this or like that?
yes. Up and down. You want to take it vertically. So, for instance, you could take a selfie and smile.
I want
And
to
then
take a picture of us two. I mean, just
Okay, yeah.
story of we're on Reach Awareness TV. Just teach you what because I'm now thinking, should I be sharing more stories around when I'm doing stuff like I'm doing speed networking, or when I have like clients, or I'm building a funnel, or I don't know what I'm doing in the day.
And it's social proof. So like right now, I'll take a video of us, and this is a way, a chance, so that when people are like, I say I'm going to do all this stuff, it's proof. I am on a call with you for this presentation, and then I can post it, tag you in it, and then you'll get followers too. It's great.
So
And
I'll
then
just have to work out where is my video.
So at the bottom,
I have a photo button.
Yep. So at the bottom here, you can swipe and do all these different options.
Live video. Is that what it is? Live video on Instagram.
Live video is no, not that one, because we don't.
Oh no, that's not the stories then, is it?
So it's hands free. It's the one right there, hands free. It's in between rewind and stop motion. And the cool thing about this, that's our video.
That's the video for the stories.
Yep.
That one.
Yep.
Okay, so I'll do that one now. What can you do endless videos, or is it like a couple of seconds, or?
You get 15 seconds per video. And a lot of people, what they like to do is you can do them in succession, but I would say not to go over 3 videos in a row, because then it kind of gets people start to
boring. So now we're on video. I'm just talking to the fabulous expert on storytelling. Emily is with me today, right? So storytelling on Instagram, or what do you call it?
Now we're on video.
We're on video.
I'm just
I can send it, or I can delete it.
And that's the beauty of it. It's something that you can post, or you can go to the bottom left corner and save it to post it later, and it'll save right to your camera roll. So to not interrupt my clients when I take videos of them, I save it and then I post it later. Right. But I always ask them to post it, because you don't want people to be like that. So social proof is huge. So if you have someone texting you, emailing you, sending you a Facebook message, take a screenshot of that. You don't even need to ask them. You can black it out, because it's just words. And I have a whole highlight, which is a whole other thing that I could talk about on another day, but I have a highlight underneath on my profile page. I have literally every single time my client has messaged me, oh my gosh, this changed my life. Oh my gosh, I have clients rolling in, whatever. I have them all in one section in my photo, underneath on my profile, so that people can see my client reviews right there.
Oh, really?
So if you go to my profile, underneath it, that's called highlights, and I have all these different things underneath that I do. Products that I love, and it's a way to save your stories, because they delete after 24 hours if you don't put them into highlights. For you personally, it saves in your archive on Instagram, which is a new feature that I'm obsessed with, because you can go back and save anything that you want to and use it for your business.
I've got here highlights.
Yes, they're the highlights. Yep.
So your story, I've just shared that. Would I add some words, like would I edit?
So you tap. So if you've already posted it,
it's on the bottom. On the bottom.
Okay. So if you tap the screen, then you can type.
Yes.
The tricky part about doing it like this is I should go get my plug, and I can show you how to do it all. Maybe that should be another training, Sabine. Maybe I should.
Oh yeah, we'll do that inside the club anyway. We'll have some Instagram training. And again,
and I can share my screen so it can be a little bit easier.
Perfect.
Yeah,
so I've just said like new highlight, Reach
Yeah.
the Greatness TV, I don't know, social media.
Yes, perfect.
And then is there a link that people can follow and see it, or what would they do?
For that, there's no link on there, but if you need to start the Greatness Club Instagram account, just give you another thing for you to do. You can tag that, or a great thing to do on Instagram stories is to say, hey, I'm going live on Facebook. Hey, I'm about to go live in 10 minutes. And going live on Instagram is so healthy for your account, because really Instagram doesn't want you to be doing business. They want you to be social. They want you to use all the features. They want you to talk to people. The number one thing I can tell you guys right now is that when you are posting and people are commenting under your pictures on Facebook, on Instagram, anywhere, you have to comment and you have to continue the conversation. So when people say, wow, great post, don't leave that there. That's an opportunity for you to be bumped in everyone else's feed that follows you. So you need to say, awesome, what do you think I should talk about next? Great, da-da-da-da-da-da. You want to keep going, because every single comment will bump you. That's just the way the algorithm works. The more social you are, the happier they are with you. And that way you'll reach more people, gain more traction.
So you've just given me some fabulous ideas. Maybe I should have gone live before I went live today and say, hey, I'm just about to go live on my business page. We're going to do Reach Greatness TV, and these are my guests. Come and join.
Yes.
And search for, I guess, or pinpoint somewhere the
yes.
the
And
page.
a lot of people are lost about what to do for their stories. So literally start with what you're eating. It sounds insane,
Right.
but some people want to know, what are you eating? What do you do? What's your day like? What is the day in the life of Sabine? I want to know the behind the scenes. Instagram stories gives your followers a chance to see like you, not businessy, not
okay. I could be on just putting all the plugs together.
Yeah,
I'm going to be
live,
and I'm so super nervous, and I've got my stuff.
Yeah. What's your behind? Because that's when people truly connect. And regardless, to me, I think my followers love to follow. They say, you're so entertaining. I do music videos in the car with Will, my son, all the time. I'm so weird and nerdy, and I do all these things. But people are like, I love watching your Instagram live or Instagram stories and everything, because it's so fun and entertaining. And then in the back of their minds, if anyone would ever need Instagram training, who's the first person they're going to think of? Me. And it's because I consistently post 8 to 12 stories a day, if not more, which can be overwhelming at first, but just literally your
quick snippet, really, isn't it? I mean, it could be pictures, or it could be like up to 10, 12-second videos. It's not that onerous, is it?
Yes, and sprinkle in, and have, if you don't have a lot of client reviews, email, text the people that you know will give you a good one, screenshot it, say, oh, I just got a message from my client. Instagram for your business, you can fib a little bit. You can, if you're really trying to push something, a launch, a program, a course that's not doing great, you can go ahead and go on Instagram and say, hey, I've had some questions about this course that I've created. That no one's asked any questions, but they don't know that. They don't know if you're telling the truth. I'm not advocating lying. I'm just saying it's a business technique to bring up the stuff that you want to in a way that's not like, I'm making this new course, go buy it. It's, I'm serving my audience, I'm, what would you guys like to see? I have this course, it's all about connecting to your followers, creating that connection, and then that will turn them into clients and customers.
Wow.
So
fabulous. I think that's definitely we can do this, and it's probably even something fairly simple to do, because it doesn't require that much amount of setup.
Yes, it doesn't.
And planning, all that kind of stuff. Just the last question. So
yes,
the last question. How do you get followers? I mean, you want people to see it, right? So what's the best strategy to build that up very quickly? Because I see people, like the big accounts, they have thousands of followers, but they only follow like 50 people themselves.
Right, I know. It's crazy. So I like to practice organic marketing. I don't pay for ads. I don't pay for followers or pay for likes, because really at the end of the day, that's not going to do you any good. Do I have millions and jillions and trillions of followers? No, I don't. I have steadily grown my account since about February or March to over about 700, 800 followers. So is that crazy? Not really in the Instagram world, but I have consistently had clients every single month because I am practicing organic marketing. I'm using hashtags that are relevant with what I'm doing. I don't use comment for comment. I don't use hashtag Instagood. I don't use hashtag, all these hashtags that kind of get you bulk spammy people. I don't really use them. I use hashtags that have everything to do with what I'm doing. So good ones are quotes, inspirational quotes, motivational quotes, funny quotes. You can use all those. They're not spammy. They're what you do. I post a quote almost every other day because I just love quotes. But
you could make your own quote. Like you could make your own quotes up, right?
I love using word swag. I love Snapseed. Triller is a really fun app that's a little bit newer that not a lot of people know about. You can make your own music video and then post it to your stories, which is kind of fun.
So tell me, I want to write that down. So what does Snapseed do?
Snapseed will clear your picture, make it. I don't have money to have a professional photographer take my picture all the time. I don't know about you guys. I don't really have
enhancing your picture.
Yes. So I will use Snapseed to kind of clean it up, blur the edges, make it look like I spent a little time on it. You can also use text to put on top of it. Word swag is my very, very favorite because it provides you with probably 100 quotes that you can just pick from there. You don't have to look up motivational quotes and then take it from there and type it out. They have a lot there for you. They have backgrounds for you to use, and then they can also clean up a picture like Snapseed does. I just like the way Snapseed, sometimes I will clean up my picture in Snapseed and then use the fonts in Word Swag.
And you do everything on the phone, right? You've got to use a phone.
On my phone. Yep. Okay. And the other thing that I can do for you is, like, I love to teach people how to use the app. And so if you go, so besocialconsulting.net, I have like a million different packages you can choose from. Brilliant. And I will work with you one-on-one. I don't do big group sessions. I literally work with you one-on-one with whatever you need. So besocialconsulting.net.
.net. Yeah. I'm just going to post that. Oh, brilliant.
.com was already taken.
Yeah, so you're online. You're at the net. You're network net. So, yes, I think that's posted correctly. That's on there. See, well, that's great. You're on the net. You're on the net, right? Why do you need the .com? My .com's been taken as well. reachforgreatness.co.uk, and I've also got the .net. So,
wow. Well, there you go. We're just team.net. Look at us.
We're team.net, absolutely. Oh, I so enjoyed this conversation, Emily, and
this was so fun.
The perfect person when it comes to all Instagram. So anyone's watching this and wants to do Instagram, I think Emily is the girl for you, most definitely.
I'm your girl. Thank you so much for having me, Sabine.
Thank you so much. Lots and lots of love, and I know Emily's going to come into the Greatness Club and we're going to do some more training.
Sure.
So anyone who's in here wants to join the Greatness Club, of course, Emily is part as well. And that's where we're all going to meet again, right? We're going to be in this fabulous community. And there's much more than, just Instagram. And we'll obviously do some more networking, connecting people who need help. And there's lots and lots to come. So, fabulous. Lots of love. Take care. Bye. Okay. That was a lovely Emily. And we're going to talk about Twitter now. Now, this for me is like a real sort of, it's like, oh my gosh, when I think about Twitter, I am already feeling like overwhelmed. And hopefully Tina is going to demystify that a little bit and help me sort of think about how can Twitter really help in business. So if anyone's watching right now and you have questions, please drop them. Let us know that you're here as well, where you are tuning in from. And if you think anyone could benefit from this training, please do share and tag them as well. So I'm going to get the lovely Tina in. Hello, Tina. Are you there? You are live with me on Reach for Greatness. I can't hear you and I can't see you yet. So I'll just let you organize your camera and your microphone. So let me just see. Tina is there.
Can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
There we go.
Ah, now I can see you as well. There we go. You got quite a lot of background light.
Yeah, I apologize. I don't know how to.
Whilst you're getting yourself ready, I'm just going to do a little introduction.
Is that better?
Hang on, I can't see you right now. I'm just going to read the introduction
Okay.
on another page. So Tina has relocated to the Caribbean from Toronto. Is that right?
That's correct.
With a beautiful family. This is amazing. So Tina is not only a social media expert, but she is also a massage and a cranial sacral
Yeah.
therapist.
Say that 3 times.
I am not. My native language is German. Remember that. And she's also worked for the Four Seasons Spa. And what happened with Tina? I'm just gonna grab all your information. Is maybe you should just tell your story really and how you actually got into.
Yeah, sure.
Really, and very, very interesting. An interesting story, and I think it's a story that really can resonate with others, because I started off in a similar way where I was actually doing something else, and then I realized, well, hang on, I now need to actually promote my services and I need to actually find out about all these things myself. So this is how you go on a journey, right?
Yes. Yeah. So I've been a massage therapist, cranial sacral therapist for 20 years this year. And I have my own clinic in Toronto for 6 years, and we relocated to the Caribbean, which is my husband's birthplace. And he always wanted to build his dream home. So we've relocated. And of course, I don't have clients right away because I don't know anybody on the island. So I worked at the spa for 4 years, and there was a passing hurricane. It was 500 miles away, but we got 25-foot sea swells. And the spa, the hotel itself is below sea level. So all the lower level buildings were flooded. And because of that, and also some politics behind the scenes, the hotel was going to be closing for 2 years. And the plan was always for me to actually build my own practice again, which I had been slowly, but I was so busy with the hotel that I was exhausted with the hotel that on my days off, I didn't want too many people anyway.
Yeah.
So, but the plan was always to leave there and to actually come into my own. And so this kind of kicked my butt in gear. And so, of course, there were some panic moments of, oh my gosh, how am I going to replace this income?
Yeah.
And so thank God for the internet. Because I'm on an island, I couldn't just go to a library. So the internet was my connection to knowledge. Yeah. And so I did a lot of marketing research specifically for massage, on how to market my business and any sort of tricks and techniques and such. And then I started looking online as well, and heard about this Facebook thing.
As you do, right?
Yes. Resisting it like crazy.
I was in Mexico when I heard first about Facebook, actually thinking about because
isn't that
everyone
funny?
was saying, oh, let's just post our pictures from the holiday on Facebook, and say, what the?
Yeah, exactly. Well, I'd heard not so good things about it because everybody was talking about, going to the bathroom and what they were eating for the day. And it was really not being used. Well, I guess attracting me to want to get on, and there was a lot of nonsense that was being discussed, and so it sounded like a waste of time to me. So I had clicked on something somewhere, and I guess it was about marketing and using Facebook to actually market your business. And I'm thinking, okay, well, I can get into that. So then I took several courses with a couple of ladies that were doing different social media platforms. And I really liked Facebook a lot. And so I started attracting my own clients through Facebook. And I thought, well, if I can do it for myself, maybe I could do it for other people. So that's why I do both. And it's a good advantage because a lot of people who are attracted to me and I'm attracted to are in that health field. So they're either coaches or they're massage therapists themselves or health coaches. So they really like that I have that background knowledge. So I can create content for them. And I don't have to, I still have to do my research, of course, but it's not, such a time slag because I don't understand things. I do understand it. So then it helps me help them actually do the business part of it for them.
So I guess for those therapists, or especially massage therapists, I guess it's important to have like a local kind of reach, isn't it? Where you have a localized business.
Yeah, and it's trickier in some ways, but in other ways it's not, because there's ways to search out your locale and the local businesses so that that's who you're targeting. You just have to know how to do it.
And as I said, I'm very, very excited that you're actually going to talk about Twitter, because I literally know nothing about Twitter. I have an account. I have tweeted a few times, but I have this impression, I have this myth about it. I'll tell you in a minute about it. But I just want to let the ladies know as well on the call that Tina is also a wonderful Greatness Club member. And I'm sure she's going to do some more training inside the club for us as well.
No problem.
So would you recommend the club then? Hopefully you do.
Oh yeah. I mean, the club is great. And you know what, Sabine, when you get people together, and I'm realizing women specifically together, and they're in a collaborative state, there is no greater power than that kind of community. And I have said in the past, and it was my story, is that I didn't like women. I just found, the women that I had connected with were kind of backstabbing and into drama, and they were catty, and they were just all this stuff and they were just so in their heads. And
Moni, I had that.
Yeah, and I just
definitely.
Yeah, and it's draining, and I just couldn't do it. So I used to hang out with guys a lot, especially in university, and my mom would call and it'd be like, oh, she's at Steve's, oh, she's at Paul's, and my mom was getting worried. She's like, okay, Tina, should I be concerned? Like, I mean, you're at a lot of guys' place. I said, yeah, Mom, but that's where no drama is.
Yes, exactly. Yeah, and you're right, and it is so interesting that the Greatness Club has attracted so many amazing women that are all really open to collaborate and to share, and it's fabulous that there's no competition as such, and we know we can help each other and share and contract each other's services. I mean, it's wonderful, and
it's a win-win-win.
And get the training, and that's what I'm really trying to create, something different, because in a normal membership area, it's like, you get like a weekly training or something about the one subject that you actually bought into. Whereas now I can ask Tina, do you mind coming and talking about Twitter, for example? And if there's any there's healers in there, they need specific services, then Tina's lady, right?
Yeah, exactly. And it doesn't have to be for healing. It's just it's an area obviously I'm knowledgeable in, so it makes it easier for me. And I think that's why people are connected to me. And Sabine, energy is all around us, right? So you're going to be connected to me because of my energy, or you're going to be repelled by me because of my energy. So everybody's different. Everybody gets attracted to different people, but it's really it's an amazing thing being part of a community where women are being collaborative, they're raising their level of expertise and knowledge, and they're also supporting everybody else. Yeah. And I've been thrilled to be part of a couple of communities of women that are just nailing it. And I think sometimes we get into this small space where we're, we get into small-mindedness and we're afraid to shine our light. And I have gotten to a point where I don't do that anymore. So I will brag if that's what you want to call, but I'm not doing it to brag as showing off. I'm doing it to give permission to. And to other ladies to say, okay, they can do it too. If she can do it, I can do it too. And maybe I should be shining my light on me, because if I'm shining my light on me, then that means that people can use my services, right? That's what marketing's all about. If people don't know what you do, they can find you to make you money, and you help them.
How do they find you, right?
Right.
So, Twitter. How can we be visible on Twitter? How can we make the most of Twitter, please?
Yeah, Twitter is it's actually a really fun platform, and I highly recommend it. I usually, when I work with my clients, if I do multiple platforms, the 3 top platforms I use are Facebook, Twitter, and now Instagram. And Twitter always in conjunction with Facebook. And the reason why is because Facebook is now, the algorithms are so tight and they're so restrictive, and so little people see your information, and Twitter has no restrictions. So you can have 10,000 plus followers. You can have you can post 10 to 12 times a day. You can post that one blog post 5 times a day. It doesn't matter. It's always moving so quickly that there's no kind of spamming feeling unless you're really starting out. If you're first starting out, then you want to limit it a little bit. So you might want to do 3 to 5 posts a day, 1 in the morning, 1 in the afternoon, 1 in the evening, to try to get different time zones, and then spread yourself out a little bit. But if you're active on it, then you can post once an hour.
Wow.
Yeah, for 12 hours. But the good thing about it is that there's schedulers out there. So there are so many apps with Twitter that you can post your stuff all the time. Now, having said that, a post can also be a retweet, which is you're sharing someone else's content, or it could be a like of someone's content, or it could be a comment that you make on someone's content. So it's not as daunting as it sounds. I mean, 10 to 12 posts sounds a lot, but it really isn't. And then once you get into scheduling and you get into some of these apps, basically you can have like one post every 3 hours be cycled through the app.
Oh, right. So you can recycle. And it's a quite short sort of, just a couple of characters, isn't it? Or
yeah, so it was 140, but they've doubled it. And so now it's 280. So it's not as daunting. But what I've noticed is that people are so used to that 140 that things are still pretty succinct, right? So think of it as a micro message. So it's almost like you want to create a capture headline. So something that is going to be interesting to actually help people to click on your content, or it's a quote, or it's a thought, or it's not. See, again, it's not as complicated. Where the complication comes actually are the hashtags or the mentions. So those are where you're going to have to add at least one where say on Mondays, it's Motivational Mondays. So you hashtag Motivational Monday. So anybody who's looking up content under that hashtag has your stuff in it.
Okay.
Okay. So it is exposed to everybody who's looking up that information. So that's also a great thing too, because you're exposing your stuff to people that may not normally look at your information. Maybe they didn't even know they wanted to know about your information.
Yeah.
and they come across it and it seems interesting, it's of value, so they click on it, and you can either build your list by bringing them to a sign up or some kind of entry process, or you just give them the piece for free.
Yes. Okay. Do you have a profile as well then on Twitter that you should make sure it's all set up so that people have like
so your bio is really important on all platforms, but with Twitter it's important because it's very brief, so you don't have a lot of characters that you can use. Your header is your most important. Most people, from what I've seen, have a tendency to leave it, but you can certainly change it up, especially if you're doing any kind of promotions, because it's the first thing they see if they're coming to look at your profile. And when they hover over your name, that's what's going to be shown is your header. So it's always a good thing to make sure that that is representing you and your business as well as possible. And it's also giving them clarity with what you do. Because people are kind of lazy when it comes to reading sometimes. So that's why Twitter is really great as well, because you can see in like 5 seconds what that person does. And in the description, you want to be very succinct. So some people are saying now, okay, so there's 2 trains of thought. One is to go all professional, and you're just putting keywords in without hashtags, because automatically the description becomes a keyword searchable link.
Oh, right. Okay.
So you don't have to use up the characters using hashtags. And so you can do that, or you can put things like mom, Caribbean, social media specialist, massage therapist, those kinds of things, because then those people, if they're looking for anybody who's a mom, who's a social media specialist, who's got some connection with the Caribbean, they can then find you within the search bars.
Oh, that's interesting. Yes. Okay.
Yeah. So it's
remember.
It's important. So you really want to think about what you're doing, because some people, again, will be kind of cute about it, and the cute is okay, but it's not necessarily going to do you any good.
Yeah. And you also want to be consistent, I guess, on all the different social media platforms, isn't it? When you are choosing to be on 3 or 4, you want to have maybe the same profile picture.
Yeah. You want to brand yourself.
Yeah.
So you want a professional picture. You do want to have your picture in the profile, because people connect to people. And you don't want any kind of silly cartoon or graphic or no picture at all. I mean, I still see accounts that are like that. And that makes no sense to me, because you're really not utilizing the space as well as you could. Because I will refuse to connect with people who have those things. And I also refuse that on all platforms. It's not just Twitter. Yeah,
that's the thing, because you don't know who this person is, isn't it? And whether quite often, sometimes people have fake profiles, and they can spam you and stuff like this, right? Stalking.
Yeah, it's not as bad on Twitter as it is on Facebook, quite honestly. I don't connect with men on Facebook. I've stopped doing that unless they have a lot of my friends, because unfortunately it's become a way to connect with women to try to get a date. And although I respect men need to find a place, but there is a place and a time, and that's not it, in my opinion.
Maybe
Whereas
I should
Twitter,
invent some speed dating.
Speed dating. I can give you a whole
online
list.
Speed dating.
Yeah, I get like 10 requests a day from men, and it just makes me nervous, because the few that I have had have been, trying to connect with me to form a relationship, even if I say I'm married.
Oh, you do?
Yeah, it says married right on it. I tell them up front, because I have a feel now, and I'll say, I'd really, I don't mind having a connection with you, but I'm married, so I just want you to know up front that nothing's going anywhere. And they're like, oh, but are you happily married? And I'm like, oh my goodness.
Oh no. Yeah, you sure you're happily married?
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. But on Twitter, I have no problem connecting with men, because the men on Twitter are very business oriented. So they are there specifically, and they're looking to actually make a connection to either provide you a service, they have a product they want to sell you, or they just want to know what your business is all about, and you may be able to provide services.
Okay, that's an interesting fact. I didn't know about that. That Twitter is a bit more professional.
Yeah, it's really great. And so Twitter has population specificity where it's between 19 and 28 years old. So if that's your group, which are the millennials, then Twitter you definitely want to be on. If you're looking specifically to connect with African Americans and Spanish, then that also is the platform you want to be on, because it's very global. Twitter is probably the most global social platform outside of North America.
Mm-hmm.
Because a lot of people get their news through it.
Okay. Mm-hmm.
So
would you recommend advertising as well?
I haven't done it. It could be effective. All advertising, if you know what you're doing, can be effective. I grew my platform really quickly. I had 2 clients that I was working with, and they didn't have a Twitter presence at all. And within, I would say, less than 2 months, we had over 1,000 followers. So you get a lot of followers very quickly. So if that's what your goal is, then Twitter is definitely a place that you want to be. And it doesn't have to be complicated. It can be as simple as liking someone, following someone, retweeting someone. And retweeting is just sharing their information. You can make a comment if there's somebody that you really connect with, or you think you could either collaborate with and or do business with, either you providing services to them or them providing services to you, then that's the best way to do it, is start liking their stuff, start retweeting their information, start commenting on it, because a lot of people don't comment, so that will set you apart.
Okay, it's interesting. So how much time would you spend on Twitter to really make it work for you?
I mean, you could do it like a half an hour a day. If you're not using schedulers and you're not using any kind of outside apps, then check in once in the morning, once in the afternoon, once in the evening, and 5-10 minutes. And the great thing about Twitter is that on the left side, underneath your profile information, are the trending information. So if any of your content is related to the trending information, then it's excellent, because then all you do is hashtag that trending hashtag, and now you've got all your stuff in front of them.
Okay. Oh, that's
okay.
Cool. Okay, so it's trending. Mm-hmm.
Right. And if you're not sure, all you do is, like what I did at the beginning when I was kind of learning the platform, is I would just hashtag Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and then they would come up with, okay, Motivational Monday, Tuesday is Thoughtful Tuesday, Wednesday is Wacky Wednesday, those kinds of things. So you'll have a drop down of different hashtags when you put that word in the day, and then that's where you can decide what you can put your content. So it could just be quotes every day if you wanted to, and you do that 2 or 3 times a day, related to your subject, hopefully, and who you want.
Call to action, perhaps, as well.
Yeah, exactly. You want to always do a call to action at some point. You don't want to do it on every piece of content, obviously, but I would say, the general rule is every 5 posts, then you can actually have a call to action in it, because you don't want to inundate your people with too much, because Right. And it's about them, it's not about you. And if you keep that in mind, then you're going to be fine.
Yeah. Oh, that was brilliant. And I think this is a brilliant ending to just generally in terms of how do you behave on social media. It's about bearing in mind your target audience. How would you like to be treated? What would you like to see? And that's really how to behave, I guess.
Yeah, and it's WIIFM, what's in it for me, but me is not me is the audience.
Yeah.
So if you figure out who your target audience is, then you create content around them. You share content around what they would like to see. So if I'm working with someone like yourself, Sabine, who is a businesswoman, then you also might like to have information about time management, how to take care of your children depending on how old your children are. If your children are older, about universities and college information. So if you, as long as you figure out your target audience, you can create content all day. Exactly. And if you're not sure, then think about who you are. And usually you attract who you are anyway. So then you're going to figure out what you would like to see. Exactly. What things do you serve?
Exactly. Tina, I think we've lost you and our time is up. So I'm not sure where you've gone. Your connection's probably a bit dodgy. Hopefully you, whoever's watching, I just want to say hi to Sandra and to Faith. I see you joined as well, so thank you so much. If you're watching, just give me a quick like to say that I'm still here, I'm still live. I'm going to post Tina's link just now, her Facebook link. So please get in touch with Tina if you would need some information. Sorry, Tina, you've kind of cut off, and
yes,
I'm saying
I'm sorry about that.
That was the time's up kind of thing. I just posted your link as well, and Paola's watching, Sister Steph's watching. We're gonna have Malee coming on in a second as well, because as part of the Reach for Greatness TV and the Greatness Club, we're actually supporting charities. I'm going to have Malee coming on talking a little bit about, because we've actually supported so much, and one of the
nice.
Girls. So come and listen in, and
I will.
Thank you so much for
You're very welcome.
Your fantastic knowledge, and I've just also posted your link, so do get in touch with Tina. She's definitely a girl. She'll have a great overview of several platforms to help you grow your business.
Thanks for the opportunity, Sabine.
You're so super.
Have a great day.
Lots and lots of love.
Lots of love back.
Bye.
Bye.
Right. So Malee, I'm going to let you in now. So I'm so super excited. And it's so great that Malee can make it. As I said, part of the Reach for Greatness TV is also the Greatness Club, where you can actually find some training. It's a fabulous community. It's about growing the community and connecting with each other and making some really meaningful connections. So if you are a woman in business, or if you want to learn about parenting, or if you want to do some mindset, we've got all the topics covered. And I've been here like for 3 hours now, so I'm going to close with Malee, because we are here to support charities, and one of the charities that we are supporting is definitely Sister Steph and Malee. And let's hear updates. Malee, I'm so super excited. I've got you in the room. You can hear me. I can't see you. I can see a beautiful thing, which you're going to talk to me about.
Oh, okay. Hey. Hi.
Hi there. How are you?
Good. Just waking up.
Good morning. Good morning. So, Malee, please give us a bit of a background of what's been happening. And obviously, we're so super happy at Reach for Greatness that we can support the cause of your charity and Sister Steph, and we want to continue to grow. And I'm telling everyone to come and come and join the community, because the bigger we get, the more we can help your charity. And we are actually so super excited to be working directly with you, because we know where the money is going, and that's important. So just to say as well, I'm going to post the link to support the little girl
Yeah.
Meerab, because we've got a funding page, and also you've got your artwork. So just tell us what's been going on and how we can help.
Okay. Well, I've been working with Sister Zeph for over 3 years, and I've been to Pakistan twice. Yeah, what's been going on is, Meerab, she had of course, she's a student at the school, and I got to meet her when I was there, and she recently got burnt very badly in a kitchen fire, and she just had her first of 3 skin grafting surgeries, and she's going to be in the hospital for probably 2 more weeks. And I think she's going to get 1 or 2 more surgeries, but I heard that this recent surgery was successful, which is great. Because, she was without treatment or anything for a month before Sister Zeph found out about her. And yeah, and so if people could share about that, that would be really great.
I'm just going to share the story, because obviously we've grabbed the story and we've released it on a press release for you guys, so that we can get more more supporters. And I just want to mention, if anyone wants press releases, I actually do press releases. I'll just share that now. And we have committed, any press release we're doing for a small business, 50% of the profits will actually 100% of the profits. So 50% of the price really is going into you guys again. So 100% of the profits will be going back into Meerab. So I'm just putting the press release into the comments. I can do this for small businesses, and we are donating all the profits, because I think it's super important. So I know we've raised $400 in the last 3-4 days.
Yeah, that is amazing. I am like,
we can do much more. Let's get it out.
Yeah, that is amazing. So yeah, if anybody needs a press release, Sabine can help you with that. And I'm selling prints of my angel protection painting, and profits from that will go to Meerab. I put half, but I'm going to be selling the original in a couple days, and then I'm going to give half of those profits to Meerab's Care as well. And yeah, I just wanted everyone to know too, like, the story behind that painting, like, started with Meerab, because everybody was praying so much, and it was like a visual prayer that I got of, an angel holding a little girl, because so many, the girl child in so many parts of the world is often neglected and thrown away. Yeah. And so I wanted to express like a prayer through a painting, and it really was because of Meerab, but she kind of represents like so many girls in the world,
Totally. I mean, it's just the most heartbreaking story that I've read in a long, long time, just to be locked into a room without air conditioning after she's burnt herself, and the parents are not in the hospital, and leaving her to die. Literally a 9-year-old. And it's just so close to my heart, because my own son is 9.
Oh wow.
It's so close.
I can't even 7. Imagine. Like I'm not even a mother yet, and it hurt me, so I can't even imagine, like, if you're a mother, how it would make you feel.
It's just most unbelievable. So I'm sending so much love to Sister Zeph and to Meerab and everyone who's doing an amazing job, bringing a voice to the little girls and voice to the women and changing the society.
Yeah, I just wanted to give a shout out to Farah and her family. She's a United Nations ambassador, and she found out about Meerab. And like, if it wasn't for her, like her family's connections in Pakistan, she wouldn't have been able to get into a high-level private hospital. And they've been paying for her surgeries. And so I just wanted to give a shout out to them, because that was like a godsend,
Yeah, thank you. It is. It definitely is. Thank you so much to those amazing people. Can you just show us the painting, because it's so beautiful?
Oh yeah. Here, I can show a picture to you right now. Unfortunately, the painting is at the scanners today, because if I want to sell prints of it, I have to get it like specially scanned. But let me show you really quickly. Here, hold on. Let me see if I can. A second.
Yeah.
I don't know how well.
Not very well, but we'll drop a link to your
Okay.
to the
Sorry.
painting so people can see it. When you
I don't know how well you can see it.
not very well, but I know it's an angel looking after a child. If you turn off your camera for a second,
Yeah.
you had it in your profile picture. If you like on the Zoom, you could just turn off your camera.
Okay.
And then the picture actually appears and then come back on.
Oh, okay. Just a second.
Yeah, that's the head of the angel, right?
Yeah, I don't know how I can share. Oh, can I share my screen?
You probably could.
Okay, just a minute. Here, because I have it up. Can you see this?
Yes.
Okay, so yeah, if you go, this is my art page. Now it's loading.
Yes.
But if you go to artistrybymalee.com, I have 4 different options on here. Depending on your budget, it goes from $10 to $50. And I'm offering, here, let me go down to it right now. Just a second. Okay, there it is.
Yes, beautiful. Yes.
So yeah, I'm off. If you put in the code or the word angel at checkout, you get $20 off. So that covers shipping worldwide. And then yeah, like 50% of all profits go to Meerab's care. So can you see that very well?
Yes. So it's artistrybymalee.com.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, we'll make sure I put that in the comments. I think I have your Facebook page that links to the paintings in the description above this video.
Okay. Yeah, I have an art page, and also people can follow the school in Pakistan through Zephaniah Academy on Facebook as well.
Mm-hmm. Maybe you can just post that after, because I haven't got the direct link. Come back and post it. And yeah, and I think it's fabulous what you guys do. And I see the updates that you know, that Sister Seth as well is sending pictures, and you know, and it's been heartbreaking and really horrendous to see that girl, and how, you know, she's been injured really badly, and then how she's been treated by her own parents. And it's just,
oh, I know. Sister Zeph still has to deal with her family, and they're not easy to deal with. I don't know how she does it, because when I visited there, I saw firsthand just how difficult things are. We take it for granted in our Western societies, how easy we have it, because when you're a woman over there, it's just difficult just to go out and do simple things. But she's running a school and basically all on her own, and you know, she's been looking after Meerab basically all on her own, because her own parents, Meerab's parents, don't even go and visit her. So
yeah, it's incredible, isn't it? So when did you were there quite recently, right? Can you talk?
Yeah, I got back the end of this February. I was there for a little over 3 weeks. So.
And you just did went there to volunteer and help.
Yeah, it was my second time going, because I just have such a close relationship with Sister Zeph and her family and the students. I teach them classes through Skype, every other week. We've been taking a break, but I've been teaching the girls how to paint. because they just don't see the value in their society of like artwork and, you know, certain things. So normally I do that, and yeah, when I was over there, like I'll teach them different things. Like we did a painting together. I taught them self-defense because I have a friend. Well, actually, she's one of my board of directors now because I just started a nonprofit, and her name's Michelle. Well, her former name was Michelle Maupin. She just got married, but she's a self-defense instructor, and she teaches women how to be assertive and defend themselves. And so she made sure that I knew like some very basic but powerful self-defense moves before I went to Pakistan. And then when I was there, I taught the girls some basic self-defense moves as well. And then I got to be with the little children. The little children are like the most adorable. And then, we did a mural together where I painted a tree, and then we took different colors and we dipped the children's hands in the paint, and then we put their hands on the wall to make the leaves of the tree.
Mm-hmm.
And so that was another project that we did. And actually, I did it in honor of an organization that's based out of the UK where you were at. I don't know if you've heard of them, but they're called Tree Sisters, Women Seeding Change. And their goal is to plant like 2 million trees. So, yeah.
That sounds amazing. So I'm just thinking, like, you know, if there's any things that we can do and we can teach perhaps the children, and also sort of online, maybe we could do a show like this where they want to come and watch, and we talk about different things or teach them.
Yeah.
'Cause I do martial arts myself, so I'm very much into self-defense. I really think it's so important. And even, where I live right now, sometimes, you know, I walk around with the children and you just don't know if you're safe and what's behind you. And it's always good to be super aware what's going on. And of course, I'm sure that there are things happening in Pakistan, especially to girls, which shouldn't be happening.
Well, yeah, even I don't want to overlook that it even happens to little boys. Like, I don't want to get too into it because it is disturbing, but it does happen mostly to little girls, but I want everyone to know that it does happen to little boys as well. So, you know, when I've taught self-defense, even the first time I went in April of 2016, I made sure that even like the little boys knew about basic self-defense moves. Like one powerful one is, it's called the Pez dispenser, and if somebody's like trying to attack you, you just take your palm and you can just, you know, hit them right there. Yeah, because that's a very powerful move, because if you do that to somebody, no matter how big they are, they can't, you know, it'll force them to move backward and away from you.
I'm going to bring a female Sifu on the show. So Sifu is actually highest master of
Oh, wow.
Wing Chun Kung Fu. So actually I met her last week at a workshop, and I said, you've got to come on the Reach for Greatness TV and teach some of the mechanism, like really, and there's also some mindset principles as well around how to be fully aware and where you're going and how you actually carry yourself. So so I would definitely bring her on to one of our next shows, because I'm very, very passionate about that. And it helps women as well in terms of the self.
Yeah. Yeah, well, I was surprised to learn recently that Thomas Reuters, I think you know of that organization, Reuters. I don't know if I'm saying it right.
Right.
But the United States came in as number 10 as far as being a dangerous country for women. And I was shocked by that, but I think I live in maybe like a better area. But it happens all over the world, you know.
Yeah, yeah. So yeah, I'd like to thank you so much, Malee, for coming on and for sharing your experience, or for sharing what's happening with Meerab, the little girl that we're supporting. Anyone that's watching right now, please have a look at the story. There is a link just posted where really you find out what exactly is happening and how you can help little Meerab. She really desperately needs our help as well. And there's probably more people that we want to help, and we'll get you onto another show and we'll talk about different cases, because we want to connect charity with community, with women. That's the whole idea about the whole Reach for Greatness platform and what we've created here. It's only going to go places. So thank you so much for coming in and sharing. Really early morning for you.
No, it's okay. I need to start getting up earlier, so this was great.
Thank you so much. Lots and lots of love. And I'm also sending lots of love to those that are watching. Please do share. Please donate, whatever you can. Every single dollar, pound, whatever, will really, really help the little girl. And also, and I know Meerab has got some big vision. She wants to become a doctor, right? And
yeah, that's what she's been telling Sisters F. So.
And I believe, like, if something like this happens to you in life, it probably happens to you for a reason, and it will. It will. There's big learning, and there's probably a big awakening for her as well now, and she will be able to carry that message and make a big difference in the world, in her future.
Yeah, I totally agree. I think that it made her stronger on the inside to go through all that.
Yeah, most definitely. So thank you so much for coming on, Malee, and lots of love, and keep painting. It's a wonderful thing that you've created. So we'll have you on one of the next shows, and maybe you can talk about your new organization as well and see how we can support you on that. Yeah?
Yeah, that sounds good.
Fabulous. Thank you so much. Take care.
Bye.
Bye-bye. So Malee was our last guest, and thank you so much for sticking with me today. We were actually talking about social media, so the replay will of course be available. I just let you know what we did if you joined a little bit late. I actually started off just over about 3 hours and 20 minutes ago, roughly, and I was talking about how to create content for your social media, and perhaps what sort of platforms you might want to look at, depending on what business that you have. And obviously we talked a lot about what different audiences are on different networks. Then April came, she actually shared a bit about Facebook and how to use Facebook ads so that we can actually leverage, because we don't have 24 hours every day to actually be on Facebook, be on Twitter and Instagram and everything else, because it can be quite overwhelming. So we talked about how to automate some of these things. Then we talked to Paola, which was about an hour into the video, and she's talking about LinkedIn, how to use the professional network LinkedIn. Then we spoke to Alessandra. She was talking about Pinterest and how to use Pinterest and how simple it actually is. So I'm pretty excited about using Pinterest. Then Emily came and she talked about how to use Instagram stories. So again, it would be lovely to see some more stories for you guys that have been watching, to try out how we can use Instagram stories and really connect, because I believe on social media, stories do work very, very well. And then we spoke to Tina, and she helped me demystify Twitter, because I know Twitter is a very fast-moving platform, and you hear lots of people having to do tweets and tweets here and tweets there. So we demystified some of that and came up with a little plan around how you can actually spend maybe 10 minutes 3 times a day, or maybe half an hour a day, just to get your Twitter sorted. And then lastly, we talked to Malee, who is an artist and who is helping charities right now. So we've actually also, with the Reach for Greatness TV and the club membership, we always give to charity. So we're directly linked with Sister Seth, who is currently nursing a 9-year-old girl in Pakistan who has had the most horrendous burns. There is a news story about this, which we have released quite recently. And I can offer you also, if you're a small business and you've got something that you want to get out into the press, the way it works is it actually goes to over 500 news networks online. You can contact me, I'll send you the details, and I will make sure 100% of the profits will go to Sister Seth's cause, right? So this is my deal and my offer, as well as come into the Greatness Club, which is a monthly membership where you get loads and loads of training, networking, collaboration. You'll feel like being part of a community, it's family. And again, part of it is going to Sister Seth. And you know, maybe we'll build up some more charities around that. If you want to come on Reach for Greatness TV, if you'd like to reach out to me, if you need any business support or coaching, then I can help you with that. So just reach out, give me a shout. Please share this with anyone that you think you know, could be interested, could be useful. Maybe tell them about the Greatness Club as well. Tell them about the press releases. Just you'll find me on reachforgreatness.co.uk/Greatness Club, or it's Sabine Matharu on yeah, everywhere else, I guess, on Facebook and on Instagram as well. So thank you so much for tuning in, and have a wonderful afternoon wherever you are. Lots and lots of love. Please do come back and watch the replay, and I'm off now. Lots of love. Bye.